That's one of the best Neil Young songs there is. Song called Words. It also, it's a Neil Young song that also, interestingly enough, ties into, or at least plays out of the song called Alabama, where he goes, whoa, Alabama. It's out on the album Harvest. That song, Alabama, followed by the song Words. It's funny because people in Alabama don't really know words. They struggle with speaking and talking and things like that. Oreo the cat is in here. My guy, the Spurs legend himself. One of the funnier things of the sports day yesterday was the fact that the Houston Rockets and the Spurs game was super delayed because of a bent rim in Houston. The rim was bent, so the game was delayed. The reason it's so funny is because that was one of the NBC Peacock primetime game, which don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started. Because the first day of the season was Houston and OKC, right? Whatever. It was Houston. And it was Houston and OKC. And the game was on NBC Peacock. That's what it said. All of the advertising the entire year was like NBC Peacock, NBC Peacock. And still to this day, it says like NBC/Peacock is like where the game is. Hey, newsflash, it's not on NBC unless it's your local market. Way to really butter me up, NBA. Because at the beginning of the NBA season, I was like, OMG, brother. We have primetime games every single day of the week. We have the ESPN games, we have the Amazon Prime games, and then we also have the NBC Peacock games. This is awesome. I know Amazon Prime is behind a paywall, but if you don't have Amazon Prime yet, actually, like seriously, what's going on? What is happening in your life where you don't have Amazon Prime yet? Am I being, what's a word for racism but for poor people? What's that called? Am I being that? Oreo, I know you guys lost. What is racism, but it's just for poor people? I know like being hateful to fat people is like fatophobic. I know hating gays is homophobic. I'm sure hating trans people is transphobic. But what is it to be, I'm not hating poor people, but I am disregarding where they're at. As a poor person myself, I found a way to get Amazon Prime. It's called my mom, you know? It's called have a mom. And if you don't have man, I'm digging myself a deep hole right now. But if you don't have Amazon Prime at this point, I'm just going to say it. What's wrong? You have something mentally wrong with you. If you don't have Amazon Prime yet, what are you doing? Brokophobic. Scataboo, what up? Yes, I'll go live on TikTok in about 30 minutes here, Scat. My guy XD1. I have to get your Scat, you are officially the first guy to ever clip the show. Dude, DM me or Venmo. I'm going to give you money. I'm going to give you money for do that. But what's it called when, like, maybe I'm just disregarding the difficulties of being broke, even though I am, but I have a mom and a dad still willing to, like, support me with things like Netflix and things like Amazon Prime. My neighbor, my roommate, not my neighbor, my roommate, shout out to Dre, he has the Netflix login. I have the HBO. We share. We don't cuddle, but we share bundles. We don't bundle up. We don't cuddle up, but we bundle up. I'm a walking bundle. What is it called when you are just completely disregarding of the fact that some people be broke? Anyways, Peacock is where the game is at. It's not actually on NBC. So here I am thinking that I'd be able to log into my father's cable. This whole argument's getting a lot worse for me. It started out in my head as like, yes, I'm fighting for the people. And now I'm just realizing I am actually so privileged to exist. And none of this really applies to me. I'll just keep going and dig myself a deeper hole. But I was like, oh, the games are on Peacock, NBC. Don't have Peacock because I don't have that kind of money. I should actually see if my dad has a Peacock account. He probably does. Well, this is getting worse. TNE Softa, what up? Aiden, what up? Slinger, what up? I thought the games were going to be on NBC and Peacock, so then I'd be able just to log into the cable provider and get the NBC and watch the game there. The game's actually on Peacock. So NBA, you lied to me. First of all, you're a liar. You're a scumbag. The reason I'm getting to this is because that the Spurs and Rockets game last night was on the NBC and Peacock time slot, right? And so was the Laker game, and the Laker and the Nuggets game was right after. And so I'm a Lakers fan. I'm in LA, so I'm in that market. So I knew, I get to finally watch the game on NBC outside of the first game of the season. Not sure why they tease us like that, but NBA is a teaser. Adam Silver, get out of my bed. That'd be so. If you woke up next to a man and you didn't know who the man was. Sorry. If you woke up so suddenly, like this. And there was a man next to you. But it was a man that you knew, but you've never met before, i.e. like someone of fame and stature. Can't choose me. The man I would maybe least, let's just make it in sports. In sports, the man I would least want to wake up to in my bed would probably be Adam Silver. I'd be frightened. I would be heavily frightened if it was Adam Silver. But what Adam Silver has done with this whole NBC Peacock thing is make guys like me really angry and upset and PO'd. The best thing he's done is the NBA Cup. Love the NBA Cup. If the Knicks lose tonight, something has to change, says Aiden. Yeah, bro, they had a players-only meeting with Jalen Brunson. Do they play tonight? I thought they played tomorrow. He does look like an alien. He also looks like a wisp of smoke. He also looks like a light bulb. He also looks like a ghost that haunts other ghosts. Knicks play Brooklyn. It's rivalry week. Whatever that means. So there's games on ESPN. That's fine. The games tonight stink like balls, dude. They smell like sweat balls. Wow, these games are horrible. There's not a single good game. Yeesh. Hawks Memphis is the best game. Both those teams stink. Bad. Cat probably getting traded. Certified hood legend. Big Hunt Dog. What up, dude? I would hate waking up next to Adam Silver in my bed. That'd just be horrible. I would much rather wake up to Roger Goodell. If I had to choose a commissioner, Roger Goodell would be a lot more of a gentle wake up. If I woke up next to Roger, I'd be like, whoa, Roger Goodell? If I woke up next to Adam Silver, I'd be like this. Like, it would be so frightening to wake up to Adam Silver. But Roger Goodell would be a little bit more warming, at least. And I'd ask him some cool questions. Adam Silver wouldn't have as much to ask about. I'd be like, what's it like dapping up, like, LeBron? Does LeBron smell good? I'd ask him about the Luka trade. I'm like, how did you make sure that the Mavs got the number 1 overall pick the next year? Huh? Tell me that. Waking up next to Roger Goodell, man. Oh, my gosh. We would have a great conversation. Roger Goodell, officially, whenever you want to hop on TBWZ live screen radio, you are invited, brother. I am extending an invite to you, Roger Goodell, whenever you want to be on the show. Whenever you want to be here, brother, guess what? Open invite. We'd have a lot of good conversations, and I wouldn't ask you some of the stuff that, the hard-hitting journalism stuff, because I'm going to break some news for you guys right now. I'm just going to break a little bit of news for you right now. I'm going to put on my hard-hitting journalism hat right now to let you guys know. I'm not a hard-hitting journalist. I'm just a guy. I'm just a homie out here talking ball, hanging out. So if the commissioners of the leagues and stuff like that, if Roger Goodell, if Adam Silver, like, they get to press something from their PR team one day, they're like, hey, Take Back with Zach is requesting that you hop on the show. No way! Oh, Stu!
It's money turning me on. It's money turning me on.
Oh,
Turn me on. I'm thinking out
there he
loud,
goes.
but these hunters got a nigga gone.
Oh, I'm so gone on the 300 racks on the Bentley truck lift kit. Wow. Stoops with the $5, just like that. Unbelievable, Stoops. And they went out to some of the greatest guys I know. Thank you, Stoops, so much. You're the absolute man. The fact that Aiden didn't get one or Hunter did not get one, that's crazy. Man, thank you, Stoops. You are a legend. Love you so much. You are also formally invited to be on the show whenever you want. However, I've asked you many times to DM me and let me know who you are so I can thank you personally by name. But Stoops reserves the right. Stoops wants to remain an anonymous person. That is so cool. That is so chill. That's how you know Stoops is a real one. Big Hunt Dog, my guy. Hunter 12, dude, hit a 3-stream streak. Shout out to Hunter. Marty Supreme is bringing back ping pong. Go play basketball and hoop and only do the moves that chat says. Bro, if I had the skills to go out and hoop in Los Angeles, you think I would be out there, dude? The games out here are, a lot of you, and I'm not doing this whole thing. I already asked, like, what's it like to be racist? What is the word for being racist to poor people? And we still haven't figured that out. Can we just ask chat? Can we figure that out? Can we just figure that out together as I look at the scores from last night's game to, like, freshen myself up on the NBA? Also, there's a show on FanDuel TV that Michelle Beadle's on. What is it called to be racist? Let's just talk to it. Can we talk to it? Nah, too poor. Can't do that. Can't do this right now. Okay. A network error. Being discriminatory or prejudiced against poor or lower income people isn't usually called racism. Shut up. I know. ChatGPT thinks I'm an idiot. Shut up. What if I'm said poor people? Bro, I am too, the Shifty Dev. I am broke. Classism. Okay. That's what I'm doing. I'm being an elitist. Yes, I'm being an elitist. Okay. That's what I'm being. I'm being an elitist today. Even though I don't have any gold, no money, I can't even afford my own rent, could barely afford groceries. Don't eat because of that. Broke is a joke since I quit my job to pursue this show. Even instead of all of that, pockets empty. Pockets empty person. That is so good. I'm going to be an elitist today. My whole theme of today's show is one, Patriots suck. I'm anti-Patriots and Patriots fans 100%. Guys, I've made the decision, and I'm going to break some news again, even though I'm not a hard-hitting journalist. I'm taking the Broncos. I'm taking the Broncos, and I'm not doing it as a bit. I literally was like writing down today all the reasons why the Patriots are going to win the game, and I couldn't. I couldn't get myself to do it. Every time I started to write something, it just became more and more and more obvious that the Broncos are going to, that the Patriots are going to roll into Mile High and absolutely get crapped out. I don't know. I lost it midway through. But Oreo. Scat, yes we can. Yes, we absolutely can. I'll upload some of those right now. It's a scary place to play, I'll put it that way. That's all you need. No, here's the real reason. You guys ready? So, here we go. This is why the Patriots are going to win this is why the Broncos are going to beat the Patriots. Oz the Mentalist. At the beginning of the season, Oz the Mentalist picked Rams and Broncos to go to the Super Bowl. That's the Super Bowl matchup was Rams-Broncos, and the Rams beating the Broncos. I am not sitting here pretending to be a sorcerer, pretending to be some sort of high-powered magician, some Gandalfian being. I'm Vini. I'm Zeke Vini. I'm the biggest weenie. You guys are Vini's weenies. You know that. Weenie up. W up. Weenies up. Weenies up. This is what we do. Weenies up. All my weenies put weenies in the air. Oz the Mentalist is a freak of nature. He's a scary person. Oz the Mentalist picked Rams, Broncos. Ergo, so will Vini. Weenies up. Capitalistly challenged people. That's the best one so far. Can we think of a better name for poor people than capitalist challenged people? Can we think of a better name for that? What's the denominationally challenged? Oh, watch this one. Watch this one. Denominational. I spelled both these words wrong, but look at that in the chat. Denominationally depleted persons. Denominationally depleted. So far, that's the best we got. Pat Super Bowl because Cardi B is coming out with Bad Bunny during halftime, and NFL needs a pink, whoa, Stephon Diggs and Cardi B moment at the end of the season. Stoops, that's a great idea. Stoops, why don't we just, okay. My whole thing is why don't I have a piece later on this as to like why the Bills should hire me to be the special advisor to the head coach. They're not going to because they're idiots, but I should be a special advisor to Roger Goodell in the NFL because I actually know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like I said earlier in the show, I wouldn't be mad. Can it be depleted if you never had it? Jeez, you know, that's such a good question, the Shifty Dove. That is such a good question. Can something be depleted that you've never had? Lack of resourced. What's a word for lack of resources? Okay, let's just ask ChatGPT. Trying to think of fun slang words for poor people. Got any? Got any fun slang words for poor people? He's like, they could use them all. Words are free. Oh, yeah. Classic. Broke. Oh, we can call him a skint. That's UK slang. Oh, bruv, he's skint. Oh, he's not coming. He's skint. Take Back with Zach halftime show would be so sick, Scatterbo. It'd be a lot like this. Yo, strapped. Balling on a budget? Nah. Ramen tier? No. Budget core? Shut up. Financially challenged? Yeah, this is okay. This is more like what they would call you on CNN. Financially challenged people are in the streets getting kidnapped by ICE. All right. Casual slang. Down bad. I'm feeling dusty. Bro. Dusty at fool. Dude. Bro is dusty. Yeah. Bro's dusty. Penny pincher. Destitute, impoverished. Hard up. Yo, I'm hard up. Shoddy. In my broke era, wallet said no. Checking account on life support. Spiritually rich, financially not. If you want edgier. Yeah. Come on, edgier. Yeah, come on. Yeah, edgier. Are you guys mean to your ChatGPT? I'm a hecka mean to mine. All right, very online, edgier, no HR present. Oh! Yo! ChatGPT be cussing up! No one's ever said dust poor. If you've ever said dust poor, you're poverty coded. Financially cooked, down astronomical. What? Reading. Dirt poor, wallet in hospice, bank on empty. That's not bad, but you said it wrong. Bank account on E. You sound literally like an NPC. Ramen goblin. These are just the same list, but they they made them Gen Z. Poverty maxer, surf maxer. What's a serfdom? Oh, I forgot the verse of the day. What's a serfdom? Tom Brady? XXDD111? All right, I can just always call you XD1. Serfdom was a medieval. Oh my gosh, guys, do not clip that. Medieval European system tying agriculture laborers to the land, obligating them to work for a lord in exchange for protection and a small plot for themselves. Oh, it's like indentured servitude. It's like being a slave, but they give you a hut. It's like being a slave, but they give you a small plot. Bro, what would you do? The things I would do right now for a small plot, if the government was like, brother, Vini, we need you to lock in and only say nice thing about Israel, or like only say bad things about China, or they need you to do these things and like promote MAGA, whatever it is, like, and in return, here's a small plot of land. A small plot of land right now, it's probably the most lucrative thing you could ever want. They could sit there and be like, hey, we'll cut you a paycheck. We'll give you money. But if it's like, I'd be like, I don't know if I want to do all that for money. If they're like, what if we give you a small plot of land? Sign me up. Where's the land? First of all, let me know where the land is. If it's in the Midwest, outie. If it's in New England, get me out. No, that's not happening. No, you did not. Oreo, thank you for getting me back on track, brother. You are the man. This show starts the same way every single day, except for today, which is weird. That was the first time I've done that, and I'm going to clip that whole thing out. So XD1, I'll put that in the Google Drive so you can clip anything funny from there, if there's any funny stuff. You could clip the part of me talking about waking up next to Adam Silver. That part's funny. But today's verse of the day is Ephesians 2:10. For we are God's masterpiece. He has created us anew in Christ Jesus so we can do good things he planned for us long ago. He planned for us long ago. So often we do, like, brother, chosen, planned for us long ago. This is, he created us so we can do good things he planned for us. Do you ever feel like you don't have a plan? Do you ever feel like your life is meaningless? Do you ever feel like you have no direction? Like you're not chosen to do the thing you want to do? Like you've been left behind? Like literally God is telling you right now, I chose you to do something dope. Dude, listen. Ask what it is. Today's movie of the day is Jerry Maguire. Hunter, absolutely. We're going to talk about the transfer portal. I'm going to do a whole diatribe on the state of the NCAA in just a second here. Jerry Maguire. Tom Cruise gives his best performance to date. As a sports agent who suddenly discovers his scruples and promptly loses his job. But with the help of one loyal colleague, and one outrageous client, Jerry Maguire learns that loving well is the best revenge. A sweetheart of a romantic comedy, co-starring Cuba Gooding Jr., Renée Zellweger, Regina King, and Bonnie Hunt. Jerry Maguire. Guys, here we go. Chapter selection. Logos. Here's the thing about Tom Cruise. You know, if you're a fan of this show, you're probably not a big fan of Scientology. I'll just put it like that. I don't know. There's got to be a correlation between us and Scientology and not really enjoying it. You know what I mean? We're like, Scientology, nah, not for us. You know, W's up if you're like, you know, weenies up if you're like, nah on Scientology. You're like, nah on Scientology. In a little bit. But Tom Cruise has never done a bad movie. That's one thing I will say about the man. About the man, the myth, the legend. The man, the myth, Let me upload this to the drive. As I do this, guys, here's the wheel. Let me know if you think I'm missing anything on the wheel. Because I got a bunch of fun stuff for us planned today. Obviously, Duke versus Mensa is going to be on the list. Darian Mensah is being sued by his former school in Duke, the school that he's basically leaving because Miami is trying to poach him, which is crazy because the reason it's crazy is because Mensah was not in the transfer portal at all. He was not in the transfer portal. Miami was just like, hey, what if you enter the portal? And he's like, yeah, okay. All right. Okay, how much money? $20 million. Okay. So Davian Mensah is being sued by his former school, which is just bonkers. Bonkers stuff. I can't believe that's where we're at. I want to talk a little bit about Bill Belichick. I've got a little something up my sleeve. State of the Lakers. I have to do an address to the Lakers fans. Got to talk about the Warriors. Eric Bieniemy has been hired by the Chiefs, and it's pretty much all over, dude. It's pretty much all over up until this point. The fact that our guy, Eric Bieniemy, who was the one that led the Chiefs to becoming the Chiefs. Like, I know it's Andy Reid's offense, if you will. Andy Reid's the mastermind behind it all. But Eric Bieniemy was the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs when they went to all those Super Bowls and crushed it. I want to talk about the Bills' job, Keon Coleman, the future. What does that mean? The future. What does that mean? There's a basketball player that is, and I'm dropping frames like crazy. There's a basketball player out there that is 18 years old, and he is the absolute future of the league. And so I'm gonna be very, very early on him. I'm going to be super early on him. I'm going to be the first one to be like, this guy's a baller. And then Mike McDaniel going to the Chargers. Mike McDaniel is going to the Chargers, and the Chargers have instantly become the number one team in the league. They are the favorite to win it all next year. You heard it here first. Chargers, favorite to win the Super Bowl next year. It's going to be the best offense you've ever seen in your life. But before we get into all of that stuff, like I said, let me know if you think I missed anything on there. If you think I missed anything on there, then be like, hey, Vini, brother in arms. You missed something. XD1, I'm uploading the clip of today's show. Also, anybody who's in here and wants to edit, there's the Google Drive folder of... Hi, day 2 of saying I have zero clue about America. My boy Zach is a legend. Me, Rookie. Can you hear me? My live is tweaking out right now. Bro, me, Rookie. I assume you go like this. Yeah. I was editing a bunch of clips of Nigerian people for... That sounds weird. I was editing for this company that does a bunch of missionary work in Nigeria. And I was editing clips of them having a celebration. And there was like a whole like dance thing and a big like celebration. And the ladies are like, yeah! Like screaming like that, like IRL. And I was like, dude, this actually happens. It's very, very cool. Refresh chat. We lost some people. I had to, and stream will be good. There we go. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I think uploading the clips did not work very well. But me, Rookie, what sports do you watch and who are you a fan of? T&E, my guy. I know I dropped off a little bit. We're back. Me, Rookie, who are you a fan of and what sports do you watch? Tell me, hurry. Faster. Everybody dance now. Bro, it'd be sick to have that music. That boom, 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 boom. F1 and football. I'm excited about the World Cup, dude. You should be our World Cup correspondent. One thing that's crazy for any sort of, I don't know if you're European or South American or Mexican. Those are the only 3 options. You cannot be Australian. There's no shot you're Australian. F1 is cool, though. We have a thing called NASCAR here in America. We're going to really alienate you right now, though, me, Rookie, and talk about college football, which is one of the craziest concepts in the world. I haven't seen any of that AFCON scandal final. Drop me a link. I gotta just say it. Hoosiers! Brother, congratulations to the Indiana Hoosiers! First undefeated 16-0 team since Yale did it in the 1800s. Brother, what? It's going to go down as one of the greatest college football seasons ever, and it's a team in Indiana. Like, one of the worst college football programs of all time just won the national championship. And if that is not a representation of what is going on in college football and American sports in general, I don't know what it is. I don't know what is. You're lost if you don't think that's insane. Love it for them, but should it have happened? Probably not. But whatever. The team was stacked from top to bottom, and they did it with a whole bunch of dogs. They had the oldest team in the league because they got a bunch of guys that weren't necessarily wanted. A bunch of guys that, like, people were like, hey, this guy, don't want him. This guy, get out of here. And they were just older fellas. Their average age was older than the Jets. That's something. But they had a whole bunch of dogs on offense and defense. They had the Heisman Trophy winner leading them out of the locker room every game, and were coached by a man who many consider to be the best in the game today. Like, Curt Cignetti was awesome. He is the reason this team won the national championship. I know they've got dogs. I know that they got players all over the place, but Curt Cignetti is truly the reason. They deserve all the love and praise in the world. Hats off to them. The crazy part is they didn't even play that well in the game, and Fernando seemed to be running for his life the whole time. I walked away from the national championship, unfortunately, like, confirming to myself, I know I got it wrong, but confirming to myself that Miami was the better team. Miami was the better team, by far. Miami was the best team in the nation. I kind of was saying it all year in certain ways, but Miami was the best team in the nation, and they were better than Indiana in that game. Outside of the RPO and the back shoulder fade to Becker, like, Indiana really didn't have much. Their running backs, Hemby and Black, both ran the ball well. They both ran the ball well. I'm going to fully acknowledge that they had a good run game. But Fernando, outside of the RPO and the back shoulder fade to Becker, didn't really have much juice. Miami also didn't even play a very good game, and they still had a chance to win at the end and march down the field and win. They had the missed 50-yard field goal in the first half and then a blocked punt while they were in punt safe. They weren't even like, dude, they didn't even have gunners on the outside. They were in punt safe for that. They had all their men ready up front to block, and the punt got blocked, returned for a touchdown, and that's the game. That's a 10-point swing. The missed field goal and the blocked punt for a touchdown, that is the difference in the football game. To be completely fair, Miami absolutely should have won that game. I thought Beck outplayed Mendoza. I know he threw a pick in the end, but still. Up until that point, he absolutely was outplaying Mendoza. And Mark Fletcher had half the carries that the IU running backs had and was only like 28 yards short of them. He was running so well. And Kadarius Toney is clearly the best player on the field whenever Miami is playing a football game. I think Miami should have 100% won that game. And I think IU, the one thing they did more than anything, they didn't make mistakes. IU did not make a mistake. They did not have a turnover. They only had 5 penalties. They were 6 for 16 on third down and 2 for 2 on fourth down, including that 4th and 5 QB draw, which was awesome. Indiana did everything right to win that game. Everything right to win that game. I still, though, think that Miami was the better team. And that's fine, dude. That's fine. I think I'm entitled to say that. I'm entitled to say anything except for a couple of words. But if we get enough subs, I'm going to say... No, I'm just kidding. XD1, the time is 2:33. The phone lines are officially open. Go Gators, but you meant Malachi Toney. Did I say Kadarius Toney? Malachi Toney. Malachi Toney is clearly the best player on the field whenever Miami plays. There it is. I'm going to just splice that in, Shifty Dev, to the clip, and you'll have no idea. No one will. Who's that one Miami fan that kept showing on the broadcast? I have no idea, Stoops. I have no idea. But she seemed like a nice lady. She seemed really cool and kind. AFCON final got to be the funniest thing in the world. I Am Stoops knows about the AFCON final. I Am Stoops is donating subs. I Am Stoops is just like he's our guy. It was someone's mom. But like I said, fellas, if you want to call into the show, the number is live at the bottom of the screen. It's 213-352-5216. The whole Indiana winning the national championship thing, like I said, it is such an indictment on the world of college football, and I'm not using that word negatively. I'm getting a call right now, brother. I'm getting a call right now. What up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. Which name were you called from? Hello, brother.
Hello.
What up, dog? How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good, bro. Who is this? What's your name and where you called from?
My name is Oliver, and I'm calling from Miami.
Alvin?
Oliver.
Oliver, brother from Miami. What part of Miami?
Miami.
Miami.
Home. Oh, no, Kendall.
Kendall, that is Miami proper, bro. That is Miami proper. Oliver, I think you have a unique perspective, and a lot of people across the nation don't understand this, but the Cuban population in Miami runs deep, especially in Kendall. You get a lot of Cubanos. So do you think, from walking around, do you think more people were rooting for Indiana because of Fernando Mendoza, the Cuban brother? Or do you think more people were rooting for Miami in the national championship game on Monday?
I felt like it was like a mix, but
Yeah.
I went to the fan event, and I saw quite a few Indiana fans, and I was a little shocked. And then I heard that there were more Indiana fans in the stadium, and I'm like, the Indiana team has, very loyal fans.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the older Cuban generation loves Fernando Mendoza because what he represents is like that perfect American-Cuban success story. I'm sure you know enough about that. But, brother Oliver, you're calling into the show. What do you want to talk about today, dog?
How would you say that game was for Miami? I mean, the block punt, number 87, couldn't block.
No.
I mean, the passing, there's a lot of flags that should have been called. Like, what's your opinion on that?
I thought it was my one takeaway from this game, my biggest takeaway, if you will, was that these were the two best teams in the nation. There was no mistake about it. I thought we, at the end of it, got the two best teams in the nation, which is exactly what you want. I thought Miami played better. I'm not going to lie. I thought Miami was the better team out there. Miami played a game to win, and the Hoosiers played a game to not lose. And ultimately, that was what won. But the blocked punt is what sealed it. The blocked punt and the missed extra point, or the missed field goal, absolutely sealed the game. It's a 10-point swing, and Miami only loses by 3. That's where I thought. And I thought the refs, for the most part, were pretty even throughout both teams. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought that too. And then the coach for the Indiana was saying the targeting on Mendoza.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that?
They
Maybe
did.
those targeting?
So on that play in particular, you're talking about the one where I think it was Ruben Bain like used his head and hit Fernando Mendoza in the chin, and he seemed to be like
Yeah.
bleeding. That play, like Fernando Mendoza was not. He handed the ball off at that point, and he was not like being protected, right? What he became was like he set up to block. So if you set up to block like that, you're gonna get cracked in the mouth. I think the rules for protecting the quarterback are when the quarterback is in the pocket and can't protect himself. But at that point, the ball's out of his hand. He just becomes a football player at that point. They were playing dirty, but that's how you play football. You know what I mean? Do you play sports?
Yeah. No.
No, you don't.
I don't. No.
What do you
I ride horses.
You ride horses?
Yeah.
Bro, that's so sick. I didn't know there was a lot of there's like a decent amount of horse riding in Miami. I know Fernando Mendoza grew up down there. And what high school did he go to? He went to like the all boys Catholic school, right?
Yeah, Christopher Columbus, I think. Something like that.
Christopher Columbus. And then what's the rival high school?
Oh, I don't really watch high school. I'm college and NFL.
Yeah, for sure. What high school are you going to go to? Christopher Columbus? Is that where you're going in high school, or are you already in high school?
No, I don't know where I'm really gonna think about going. You know, I'm in middle school right now.
Nice, bro. That's sick. But Dog, I thought it was a great game. And were you rooting for Miami?
Of course.
Yeah, bro. That's sick. It was really tough. Carson Beck is leaving, which, that stinks. But Mark Fletcher is returning. The running back is coming back. Malachi Toney is coming back. It seems like Ruben Bain is gone, but you've got a lot of guys replacing them. So I think Miami's going to be good for a long time, dude. And Coach Cristobal, you got to love Coach Cristobal, right?
Yeah, you got to love him on that.
He's a good Cuban boy.
Oh.
He's Cuban, and he played for Miami. He is the perfect guy for that school. A lot of people don't understand, like, Miami is a heavily Cuban town. And, like, to have a Cuban head coach is really, really big for that school.
Yeah.
Yeah, really big. A couple big NFL games this weekend, Oliver. Who do you got?
It's Rams and Seahawks.
Yeah.
I'm a Bengals fan.
Oh.
Sucks that. But
you live in Miami, but you're a Bengals fan. How did you become a Bengals fan, bro?
Because I saw that team and I really just liked all the players. They're all good players. They're all nice players.
Yeah.
And I was a fan since before when they went to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2021 I was a fan.
Whoa.
And that Super Bowl loss hit us hard.
It did, bro. You got the bona fides. But Rams Seahawks.
Rams. I think Rams are they almost beat him in that Thursday night game.
Yeah.
But they couldn't pull through. But I feel like now they're finally gonna steal it.
Yeah. They're the better team. And then Patriots or Broncos. Who you got, Oliver?
Patriots, because Bo Nix is out.
I'm with you. I feel you, bro. Are you watching in the Twitch chat, or how'd you find us?
Twitch. Yeah, Twitch.
Nice. What's your user?
I think it's SD something.
Okay.
Don't really know.
All right, bro.
I just wanted to Twitch.
Nice, dog. I'm so glad you're watching the show. I'm so glad you're hanging out with us, bro. Keep following and keep chatting, and call back again on Friday, but we're going to keep it rolling, all right, here?
All right.
All right, Oliver. Talk to you soon, bro. Peace. My God, W. Oliver. W. Weenie's up for Oliver. Whoever's calling right now, I'm not taking callers that have a blocked caller ID. I'm not taking any callers that have a blocked caller ID. That's a new rule for Weenie. No more blocked caller IDs. I think it's just safe to say that that's what we should be doing. I think it's safe to say that that's what we should be doing. What the win for Indiana represented most to me is this new world of college football. And I know it's been a whole season plus, multiple seasons now of this college football thing going on. It's a new game, dude. It's XD1. Oh, you are, bro? All right, I'll give you a call right now. I'm going to call you. How cool is that? Oh, I can't. You have to call back. That kid was awesome, dude. Oliver, whoever you are, bro, whoever you are in the chat, Oliver, big fan of yours, dog. Big fan of yours. XD1, what up, bro? How are you, dog?
Answer. What's up?
How are you, brother?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Do you mind muting the stream in the back so we can't, because it's kind of
Yeah,
like
turn it
echoing a
off.
little bit.
Turn it off. Like, hold it. What? Who? No.
XD1, my guy.
I'm glad to be here.
Bro, we're glad to have you on. Big football weekend. How you feeling about it?
I'm feeling that the Patriots are making the Super Bowl and the Seahawks are making the Super Bowl and the Seahawks are winning.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy that the Seahawks are going to win the Super Bowl, huh?
Yeah, I don't like it. I'm a Giants fan, so like I hate every other team. Not gonna lie.
I feel you. And it's sad that the Patriots are already all the way back. Like, that's the most frustrating thing in the world for me. And that's why I'm going to continue to hate on Patriots fans.
Yeah.
But you're a Giants fan. John Harbaugh was in the building this morning. Was that press conference or was that yesterday?
I believe, yeah, that was yesterday.
Hey, dude, some really good stuff out of John Harbaugh. You got to like your head coach, huh?
Yeah, I'm happy. I think we're gonna have a lot of winning seasons.
You probably should. And Jackson Dart seems like the absolute answer over there. And if you remember, the last quarterback to lead the Giants to the Super Bowl was also from a school that goes by the name of Ole Miss. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great minds thinking alike here.
Eli Manning.
Eli Manning, the whole thing. How do you feel about them retaining the GM, though, Joe Shane?
I hate him. I want him gone. I want him out. I just want him out.
I feel that, but can you admit he's at least been good at drafting?
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, I'll take that. But like,
Andrew Thomas is a hit. Obviously Malik Neighbors is a hit. Scatabo is good. Dart is a hit. Moving up to grab Dart was awesome. I think he's made some solid moves in the draft and stuff like that. He's just kind of spent money in some weird ways and like spent money on a defense that turned out not to be very good. But I think it's going to turn around with John Harbaugh. The thing is, you got to get a good offensive coordinator in there, and Mike McDaniels is no longer available.
yeah. I mean, I think we'll be good next season. We're making progress, and this year was a rebuild, and we finally have a good coach. I mean, Brian Apple was pretty good,
Yeah.
but he just had a bad situation with all the injuries, and people hated on him. But I think it was really defense.
I feel that too. The funny part is Brian Daboll is apparently going to be interviewing for the Bills head coach. As a person who's had Brian Daboll as their coach for the past few years, like, do you have any advice for Bills fans that are probably going to get Brian Daboll as their coach?
You guys probably are gonna lose, but I don't know. He's never coached a team that good. Well, he has actually. He was good. It's just he won Coach of the Year with the Giants.
He did,
So-
and he led them to the playoffs. And Daniel Jones won a playoff game. We forget that.
Yeah.
We totally forget that. Did you this year like watching Daniel Jones play well for the Colts, or were you like, that used to be our guy? What's happening?
I mean, I'm happy for him. I didn't like him, but I feel like we did him wrong. But I don't think he was our guy. He wasn't our guy.
Yeah, he wasn't your guy. Jackson Dart is clearly the guy. Where are you calling from, XD1?
I'm actually from Florida, so
You're from Florida, but you're a New York Giants fan. Who made you a Giants fan?
hold on one second.
All right. Not doing a live show or anything.
Well, I'm from New Jersey.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but I just moved to Florida, and
Nice.
yeah,
How do you like Florida?
it's pretty good. It's pretty hot though.
Where?
It's hot in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, it is, but it's extra hot in Florida all the time. Where in Florida are you living, dog?
Living like mid Florida. Don't want to leak anything though.
No, I feel you. Mid Florida, there's only one place that could be the happiest place on earth. Brother, XD1, you're the man. You the first person to put out a TBWZ clip. You started that clip page. I'd love for you to DM me on TikTok or on Discord or something. I'd love to send you some money via Venmo if you can, just for being the man and just being that guy.
All right.
Yeah, bro.
I put my Venmo in the chat, but I don't think I should do that.
Just DM it to me on Discord, and I'll get you. I'll send you a couple of.
All
I'll send you some bread. Are you in high school or in middle school?
All right. High school. I'm 15.
Okay, so you have Venmo and everything.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, bro. Anything you want to say on your way out?
Nah, but like, go Giants. This is a great show. There should be more viewers. You're underrated. You're the GOAT.
XD,
So,
you're the
I'm gonna
man,
let
dude.
the show keep going.
Let's go, bro. We're gonna keep growing this thing. All right, dog. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Peace. SXD to bro. Love that guy. Absolute gem of a man. I can tell he's tall. I can tell he's handsome. I can tell the ladies want him. We're going live on TikTok, everybody. SD, do you think the Bengals should fire Zach Taylor? Not right now. There's not really available head coaches, if you will. There's a lot of empty spots, and there's not a whole lot of head coaches. So I don't think firing your head coach right now is the move, if you will. But I'm going live on TikTok, and up there I have for you guys that cannot see it. Also, is there anything in Jerry Maguire that's inappropriate, if you know what I mean? I don't know if there is. So can someone search for me if there's anything I should look out for in the movie Jerry Maguire? But what I've done is I've put my 2 picks for the weekend on TikTok Live. I love TikTok. I love China. China. I had the Patriots and the Broncos game. I have the Broncos beating the Patriots, okay? I have the Broncos beating the Patriots, and here's why. I feel it in my gut. I feel it in my balls, in my butt. That's where I feel it the most. W picks, Levi Sims. The fact, Levi, that the first comment I got on my live was positivity, brother, that is so unheard of. I absolutely love you. You're the man. W Levi. W Levi, weenies up. I have a few reasons why I think the Broncos should win. Moses, another one. Brother, thank you. My brother in Christ. W's up for Moses. And he's liking the live. Watch, bro. If he follows, he's my new best friend, dog. I have a few reasons why I think the Broncos are going to beat the Patriots on Saturday, Sunday. Moses with the follow. Unbelievable. Thank you so much, bro. It doesn't matter where you're feeling it. My boy, Drake. I was like, I feel it in my butt and my balls. He's like, don't care, Drake May. It honestly is it's a good reason. So, Stoops, that's actually funny that you bring that up, because today I was thinking about it when I was discussing the Bills job with myself internally, my internal monologue. I was thinking about the Bills job, and I thought about it for a second. And I was like, you know what? If they're hiring a guy, how do I put this? The Giants are hiring John Harbaugh because of what John Harbaugh brings leadership-wise to the team, which I don't have a take for it completely finalized yet, but I'm not a big, quarterback head coach or NFL head coach needs to be a leader. Like that, I think that's kind of overblown. It's not as simple as that. But if they're hiring someone basically for vibes, which is why they hired John Harbaugh, you hire John Harbaugh on vibes. Jim Harbaugh hired on vibes, and to call timeouts well. I could do that. I could totally do that. One day, one of these teams is going to say, we need to hire Vini to be our GM or to be our coach. That will happen at one point. Here's why I think Drake May will lose to a backup quarterback. Because this is not... Zena, great question. The very first signing that Sean Payton made as the head coach of the Broncos was Jarrett Stidham. 3 years ago, when Russ was still the quarterback, before they even had Bo Nix, Sean Payton said, go out and get me Jarrett Stidham. He's been in the building for 3 years, learning right at the hip of Sean Payton and Joe Lombardi and Davis Webb, if anybody cares about the quarterback's coach. And let's be honest, Stiddy is not going to walk into this game unprepared. I will put it that way. He knows every minutia of this offense and exactly where to go to the football. Stiddy ain't going to be unprepared, okay? How have the Broncos this entire season won football games? Has it been Bo Nix? What wasn't the one thing that we were worried about going to the playoffs about this Broncos team is the quarterback? We're like, hey, we know they have a great defense. We know they have a great coach. We know they have good weapons all around. We just don't know necessarily about the quarterback. The quarterback was always the issue. And guess what? The quarterback is still the issue. But it's that same great defense. It's those same great skills positions. And it's those same guys at home. There's obviously going to be a drop-off from Bo Nix to Jarrett Stidham. I am not saying there will not be a drop-off. But the quarterback was never the reason that the Broncos were going to go to the Super Bowl. We were never going to sit here and say, the Broncos won the Super Bowl because Bo Nix is awesome. No, it was always because of this defense. And it's that same defense. Sean Payton and Mile High are the two biggest advantages that I see in this entire game. I know the Patriots are good. I know their defense has been great against two not-so-good offenses. They're going on the road this time, bro. That is a different animal. Mile High is a different place to play. It is a different place to play. This is Drake May's first road playoff game. I'm not saying he's going to go out there and lay an egg, but I will say that this defense played pretty good against Josh Allen. And I don't have Drake May as good as Josh Allen. I don't see them having the same advantages that they have had at home. I see them struggling with altitude, with weather, like the same thing that all teams struggle with, bro. This is not going to be a blowout. I'll put it that way. There's no way it's a blowout. If you're that confident in Stidham, why draft Bo Nix, who wasn't even a solid pick at the time and still won the job? It's more like you're confident in Stidham as a backup quarterback. He's one of the best backups that we have. Sean Payton saw enough in him that was like, he's not my quarterback. He's not my future, but he's the guy I want in case my quarterback goes down. So many teams don't think about that. You need some semblance of offense to go to the Super Bowl. Stidham hasn't played in like 2 years. I think it's been like 3 years. But the last time the Broncos went to the Super Bowl, they didn't really have an offense at all. Seattle is the best home field. Rams will lose. The Rams should have beat the Seahawks 3 times this year. Pat's like 8 or 9-0 on the road. Yeah, Solomon, they won a lot of games this year. Wait, LOL, didn't this guy say the Bills were going to win? I did, Everett. I did say the Bills were going to win. They probably should have won. Drake May, yeah. Why the Rams? It says it is rated R and inappropriate, Jerry Maguire is. SD, you're the man. Does it say there's any sort of exposure? Wait, do you have Broncos go to Super Bowl with a terrible backup? I don't think Jarrett Stidham's a terrible backup. I also think Sean Payton's a good enough coach to at least guarantee the offense is going to put up 13 points. I think the offense will at least score 13 points. They will do enough offensively with Sean Payton at the helm to put up 13. You throw a defensive touchdown in there, brother, 20 points is absolutely enough. 13's enough sometimes to win an AFC championship game. Against these two teams, absolutely. Defensively, Broncos beat Patriots all day. Yeah. The Broncos are getting cooked. All right. You don't think Pats will score 13? I didn't say that. I did not say that. Would I be surprised if they scored 13, though? No. I don't think I would. This is an incredible defense. You'll need 28 to beat the Patriots. There's no way the Patriots are putting up 28 points on the Broncos, brother. Absolutely not. Broncos are signing Drew Brees for the Super Bowl. That'd be awesome. Drake throwing for 300. Maybe. Yeah, that is true. Maybe. They put up 30 on a better defense in the Texans. They put up 30 on a better defense in the Texans. I think if you're calling the Texans a better defense, like how much better is an important question. And Kingsley, thank you, Kingsley. Brother is being so generous with his love and his gifts. I don't necessarily put the Texans that much higher above the Broncos, if you will. I don't necessarily rate them that much higher. Okay? If you remember in the game, it was an 11-point game pretty much the entire time. It was like it was a close game up until the very end of the fourth quarter. Against the Chargers, that was a close game all the way up until the fourth quarter. The Patriots offense has been bad in the playoffs. Joey, thank you for the follow, bro. The reason that the Patriots have been winning these games is because the defense has hung around so much and the offense has just been able to keep it relatively close that towards the end of this game, the defense is able to just wear on the offense to the point where they score 2 defensive touchdowns. Take away the 2 defensive touchdowns, and the Patriots are averaging like 16 points a game at home in the playoffs. Gino, thank you for the follow. That 920 number, we're going to take that call in just a moment. I'm taking phone calls in just a moment here. 920, call back in 4 minutes at the top of the hour, 920. Do you think the Bengals should hire Mike Tomlin and get rid of Zach? I don't know if they should get rid of Zach to hire Mike Tomlin, but maybe get rid of Zach. Yo, Kingsley is just sending roses and being such a guy. Broncos aren't winning, says Brian Booch 06. Okay. Get ready to see all that gear, my lord. Okay. Chuck G. Tom says Pat's winning for sure. I don't know. It's XD. Oh, duh. XD1. XD1, you're being so generous. Thank you, bro. You're the man. I don't think Texans defense is better than the Broncos. Moses, I think they might be slightly better, but I don't think they're that much better. It's like to a degree. 3 top 5 defenses. Yeah. Yeah. You switched up to the Rams? Braden, I did switch to the Rams. All signs are pointing to LA for me right now. Once again, the GOAT, Tom Brady, just signed with the Broncos. That'd be sick. That'd be crazy. But here's why I think the Rams are going to beat the Seahawks. Once I finish this in 3 minutes at the top of the hour, I'm going to be taking phone calls at 213-352-5216. If you guys want to hear the phone calls, the only way you can hear those is on Twitch. The Rams are better than the Seahawks, and they have been all year, and they've proved it twice. That Thursday night game that they lost, they were up 30-16 before the Rashid Shaheed run, the punt return from Rashid Shaheed. Okay? Freak play. Rashid Shaheed is an absolute freak. He's not touching the ball again on special teams at all in this game. Sam Darnold has thrown 6 picks against the Rams. He's thrown 6 interceptions against the Rams. He has not been good in any of these games, dude. That Thursday game, the Rams missed an extra point. Okay? They missed a field goal in that game, which would have won the game for them if they just made the field goal. It was like a 30-something yarder, too. It was not a hard field goal. Additionally, they gave up that 2-point conversion, which was one of the most fluke 2-point conversions I think I've ever seen. Like, the whole backwards pass that was a fumble into the end zone. Like, are you kidding me? That's how they do it? Sam Darnold did not look good in that game. He had the 2 picks. There was that touchdown to tie the game. Not to tie the game. Touchdown, maybe in overtime. I forget. The one to the tight end, that was like the corner over the middle. He had no pressure on him, and he nearly overthrew the ball. Sam Darnold has not been good against the Rams, okay? The Seahawks defense is incredible, but the most yards given up by a team this season in one game was the Seahawks against the Rams on that Thursday night game that they somehow won. They give up 581 yards to the Rams in that game. 581 yards on defense. Sam Darnold has 6 picks against the Rams. But here's what it is. This is what it all boils down to with this Rams and Seahawks game. It all boils down to this. Sean McVay and Matt Stafford or Kubiak and Sam Darnold? Is it even a question? Is that even a question? Sean McVay and Stafford or Kubiak and Darnold? Who you choosing? Like, are we for real? Are we for real right now? When you break it down like that, I'm like, yeah, of course the Rams are going to win. I think the Rams are the better team. I think they have been all season. Flip, my guy, what is up? Ahmad, my guy. If you guys are in here, 102 is the most we've ever had. Thank you guys so much. If you're in here, do not follow, please hit the follow button. Also, if you want to hear the phone call I'm getting a phone call right now. You can hear it live on Twitch if you want to hear it a little bit better. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
What's up, brother? It's Braden from Washington.
Braden, my guy from Washington, Seahawks fan. How you doing, dog?
Yeah, what's going on?
Dude, I'm hanging out talking ball, dude. You want to talk about the Seahawks? Tell me why they're going to beat the Rams this Sunday.
Okay. Did you see the points and yards from both teams? How insanely close it was?
Over the past 4 matchups, did you see that one?
Over the last 2. Yeah,
Dude.
or 4, yeah.
Over the
How
last
they're
4,
both
they're
1
separated
point
by like
off?
13 yards and like 2 points.
Yeah, it's insane. But so the thing with the Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford and Clint Kubiak and Sam Darnold, right? That
Yeah.
comparison's not really fair because it's really Mike McDonald and the Seahawks defense and Sean McVay and Matt Stafford. Because the strength of that Seahawks team is the defense. Defense wins championships, and that defense is incredible. Like, it's up there with one of the greats at this point. Next few years, it is incredibly
It's really
close.
good.
And
It's a really good defense, dude. But when I'm looking at this team, they've played 2 teams poorly. They've played the Bucks poorly in that early game when they had a lot of
They
guys
really
out,
didn't
and they played the
play the
Rams
Bucs.
poorly.
That
They
was-
gave
yeah,
up
that was-
581 yards to the Rams last time they played on that Thursday night game.
Yeah. So the thing is Sam Darnold threw 4 picks the first game.
Yeah.
They only lost by 2 points.
Yeah.
Because picks and
The
Then the
defense
second
played
game, he threw
much
2
better
picks.
in the first game. Much better in the first game.
He threw 2 picks in the second one, and then he won.
Yeah.
The second game, he played much better. It was because of game plan in the first one. I believe that they threw the ball in the first game way too much. They threw the most passes of the season, the most completions of the season,
Yeah.
and most interceptions all in that first Rams game. That was a
Yeah.
game plan issue.
I just looked
They
it up.
fixed
Sam
it a
Darnold
little
had
bit.
44 passing attempts in that first game. That's a lot.
Yeah. And then they fixed it a little bit. They fixed the game plan. I believe that Clint Kubiak is going to realize what the Bears did, realize what every team has done. They're going to put Keenan on the pass, and they're going to try to get that Rams defense. They're going to bring in with a better game plan. Third time in a season, they can do that. And Sam Darnold, he has more belief in himself now. That Rams game on Thursday night brought his morale way up. The way he played against
I think
these
that
last few
game
weeks-
for Sam Darnold was huge for him. I thought it was also big for Kenneth Walker, dude. I've been waiting for Kenneth Walker to pop off all year, and with Zach Charbonnet going down, I think we might finally see it. But Kenneth Walker for me is a huge key to this game on Sunday.
I think Charbonnet going down, I hate to say it, I love Charb. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, me too. I
Because
think it's
it's
going to
gonna-
unlock Kenneth Walker in a huge way. Like, we haven't really seen him just be a bell cow, and he absolutely has the legs to do it. I'm excited to see what he does, but I think you're right. I think the big matchup here is going to be the Seahawks defense versus the Rams offense, and then who's going to make it happen on the other side of the football.
And of course, it does matter on how are they going to make the offense pay off for how good the defense is. If we keep putting stops, if we keep making teams go 3 and out just for our offense to not compromise and put the ball in the end zone and just keep giving it to Jason Myers and tell him to kick the ball every time,
Yeah.
it's not going to work. We have to get the ball in the end zone, and I don't know if we can do that against the Rams, but that's something we have to do. And it's just we have to go for it on 4th and 2 on the goal line. We're gonna have to do that because every time Clint Kubiak doesn't trust Sam Darnold, and he's like, "We're gonna kick it." This game, we have to start going for the end zone.
Yeah, you do. And it's crazy in the last time you guys played, the score was 30-14 at the start of the fourth quarter. Obviously, you guys had that awesome comeback, but you forced the Rams to punt 4 times in the fourth quarter. You guys yourself punted multiple times in the fourth quarter once the game got tied. And then, of course, both teams scored in overtime, and you guys came out on top with that 2-point conversion. Like, there's something about both of these offenses that can score and score quickly. This game, dude, you've seen ball. You know what NFC Championship games are like. It's going to be, I think, a lot less of that. And it's going to probably come down to like who has the ball last, in my opinion. But the home crowd is going to affect the Rams. 100%, I'll give you that.
It definitely is. And I believe like that 2-point conversion, the whistle was blown, that's bull, right? I believe that 2-point conversion was bull. But 7 minutes left in the game would change the way that Seahawks played entirely. We had momentum. 6 minutes left. I do not think we lose that game no matter what. Once we're that far in.
It changed a lot. It was Rashid Shaheed was the absolute man, and that changed everything. I just don't see them kicking to him at all, though, dude. He had one last week to start the game.
Well, that's what the Rams started doing. They start kicking it out of bounds with the punter. They try to, like, any way possible, they don't give it to Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah, I mean, if you're smart,
I think it's definitely fair.
Yeah, you're smart like McVay is. You avoid giving the ball to Rashid Shaheed. But, brother, I think you and I are kind of in lockstep here in assuming like it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a close game. And I know you got Seahawks and I know you got Pride and I got the Rams, but brother, it really is a toss up. I think these are the 2 best teams left in the NFL.
I think whoever wins this game wins the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. Speaking of, who do you think they play in the Super Bowl?
The Patriots.
Yeah.
I don't see the Broncos doing it. See, honestly, I think the Patriots are frauds.
Yep. What if Bo Nix didn't get hurt?
I'd probably have the Broncos. I don't like the Patriots. I don't think the Patriots had a hard schedule at all. I think I love Drake May, but I don't think that he's old enough or experienced enough. And I don't think the Patriots are that great. Like their wide receiver room is not that talented.
Yeah, they've got the only Pro Bowler on that team is Drake May, or on offense, but it's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
Braden, you're one of the best callers that we have, dog. This was an awesome conversation. Would love to keep it rolling and talk again on Friday.
All right,
but we're
brother.
gonna move on with the show, okay, bro?
All right, brother. See you later.
All right, peace. Keegan, thank you for that follow. Connor, thank you for the follow. Guys, 122 is a record for me. This is craziness, dude. We're absolutely going off. It's so nice of you guys. I wanted to keep rolling with some of this NFL talk, and Curly with the follow. Thank you. If you guys have it within your heart to follow, that's huge. If you have it within your heart to like the stream, that is also massive. I have currently up on the screen on the Purple app on Twitch, Blue, Kurt, big follows. Let's go. The phone lines are open. It's 213-352-5216 if anybody wants to call into the show. Anybody is available to call. And also, can you guys let me know, were you able to hear the call through my headphones? Because I have my DJI mic right here, but I can't feed the phone call through the phone. I can only feed it on Twitch. So you guys, okay, Paul, thank you. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, JK. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Elva. Thank you, Curly. Thank you, guys. Nobody agrees with your predictions, Lil Bro. It was a little low. I'll turn it up. Who said that? Joe Mama on TikTok. Bro, you should call into the show, Joe Mama. It's 213-352-5216. Shifty Dev, I would like to talk college hoops more. I don't, to be completely fair and honest with you, I just don't really know what's going on right now. But once Martin Madness comes around, we're going to definitely jump on it. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ, Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? They hung up. They got scared. Shifty Dev, they got scared. You think Carson Beck was paid to throw that ball at the end? The sad part is I think 3 of Carson Beck's 5 seasons have ended with him throwing a pick. Something crazy like that. I need an explanation on why the Broncos are going to win. Sean Payton, Mile High. Those are the 2 biggest ones for me, Elijah. It's a tough place to play. Mile High is a very, very tough place to play. That crowd's going to be fired up, and Sean Payton's going to do absolutely just enough to, I think, get it done. He's got some tricks up his sleeve. If anybody left coaching has tricks up their sleeve, it's Sean Payton. We're getting a phone call right now, guys. Here we go. Phone call time. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Elijah. I'm from Rhode Island.
Elijah, my guy from Rhode Island. What part of Rhode Island?
Northern, right on the Mass line.
Northern Rhode Island. It's crazy that Rhode Island even has like a north and a south. I was in Providence last winter, and it was cold, cold, cold.
Yeah, it's how it is. We got snow this weekend and some more this weekend.
Bro, a lot of snow this weekend. So you are in Rhode Island. A lot of people don't know, but that's New England. That's New England, 100%. Are you a Patriots fan?
I am born and raised.
Bro, born and raised a Patriots fan. May I ask how long you've been a fan?
19 years, my whole life.
19 years. So you, brother, I put out some clips recently of me being so frustrated with the Patriot fans. You have, and I'm not saying you're a bad guy, you have lived an incredible life as a sports fan. Probably the best in America to be a Boston, New England sports fan, bro.
I agree.
And you guys are all the way back to the Super Bowl. Tell me why you guys are going to win the Super Bowl.
Honestly, I don't believe we are. I think we're going to lose to the Seahawks.
But, okay, you think you're going to lose to the Seahawks, but you think you're going to whoop up on the Broncos?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You're not afraid of Jared Stidham at all?
At all.
No. And Drake May's the future?
We're hoping.
Dude, so a lot of people in my live and a lot of the comments I'm getting are like people talking about how the Patriots are frauds because of their schedule and stuff like that. Are you able to combat that at all?
I mean, don't really hate the player, hate the game. We don't make the schedules, so talk to the league, not us.
I'm with you, dude. I'm totally on your side, bro. But you're calling into the show. What did you want to talk about today?
Honestly, was just trying to give my predictions on what's going to go on. Broncos lose, Rams lose, Patriots lose Super Bowl. That's all I really had to say.
Do you think it's going to be a Patriots-Seahawks rematch? We've seen that a few times now.
We have.
Why don't you think they can win it?
The Seahawks have just been looking – they've been looking real hot in the postseason. What they just did to the Niners was – can't really say anything about that. We are turning the ball over a lot. Drake May the entire season has been throwing a bunch of interceptions, fumbles left and right. So if
he
it's going
has
like
been
that,
turning
we're
the
gonna
ball
lose
over
that
a lot kind of in the playoffs. But, dude, the Seahawks beat up on the broken 49ers who they just played 2 weeks before. They got the bye. They were at home. Like, you guys have beat 2 good teams in the Chargers and the Texans and 2 really good defenses. And if you go on the road in Mile High, that's a good win too. Like, I would have all the confidence in the world.
I mean, I was saying this before this week even happened, that it was going to be us versus the Seahawks and we were going to lose. That's kind of just what I'm staying on.
Just staying on standing on business. Would you rather play the Rams? Do you think you have a shot to beat the Rams in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, but I don't think the Rams really have much of a shot against the Seahawks.
I feel you. They're a dominant team. Well, brother, anything on your way out?
No, nothing really much to say.
Just go,
Anything
Pats.
else before I go?
Dog, you are the man. We're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 2 to 6 p.m. Pacific time on TikTok and Twitch. Would love to have you be part of the show, man. And please call back whenever you want.
No problems. Hope to talk to you again.
All right, peace. Phone line's open. I got Seahawks Broncos. Ty, I feel you. Gary says, and I as a Chargers fan, brother, I hate Hammer Dong is in here. Hammer Dong knows I'm a Chargers. I'm all on the Broncos this year or this weekend in that slot. I'm just all in on Jared Stidham and Sean Payton, basically. I'm taking this call first. 850, you're next. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Connor. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts.
Connor from Boston, Mass. Dude, I went to BU, dog. Where in Boston do you live?
It's right in Cambridge. I live in Cambridge.
You live in Cambridge. Are you a Harvard guy?
I'm not.
MIT?
No, I don't go to college.
I feel you, bro. College is tough. College is hard. But, dog, I assume you're calling in to tell me I'm wrong?
100%.
What are the Patriots going to do to beat the Broncos?
Their defense. The defense is going to play lights out. Jared Stidham's going to be seeing ghosts all game. C.J. Stroud is a much better quarterback than Jared Stidham probably will ever be.
Yeah.
And C.J. Stroud was seeing ghosts all game.
He was. He had a rough one. You know, Herbert had a rough one, too. We could chalk a lot of that up to the O-line as a Chargers fan myself.
Yeah, I was at that game. I was at that game live.
Yeah. Are you worried at all about Drake May on the road in Mile High? It's a tough place to play.
It's a very tough place to play, but, I think Drake May, he's been on it all season. He's a good stand-up guy. He's proven time and time again he can go and beat a good defense with not the best O-line against insane pass rushers, insane secondaries, and still come out with the win.
Yeah, he's won the games that are in front of him. He's played some great ball, and if there's ever a guy to march into Mile High with, it's Mike Vrabel. Is he just beloved by Boston?
He's loved. Everybody loves him. He's a great guy. Daps up everybody after all the games.
Yeah.
He's getting bloody, headbutting Milton Williams after big plays.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm going to draw a blank.
He knows the Patriots way. He knows the Patriots way. He won a Super Bowl with us. He knows how to get the job done.
He absolutely does, dude. And I'm going to draw a blank on the Bruins head coach, but between Joe Mazzulla, Alex Cora, and Mike Vrabel, who's the top dog of the current Boston head coaches?
Right now, it's got to be Joe Mazzulla as of right now.
Dude, what he's done with the Celtics this year has been amazing because the Celtics, dude.
We lost our superstar player in Jason Tatum, and yet we're still a top 2 seed in the league. Have one of the best offenses statistically of all time without our best player. Jaylen Brown's playing like an MVP candidate.
He is.
All the bench guys stepped up. We're looking great.
Yeah, and SVRT, thank you for the follow. I'm with you, dude. And Jaylen Brown's playing unbelievable, and he's playing with some dudes who no one's ever heard of. What they've done with Anthony Simons has been unbelievable this year.
He has. I wouldn't say unbelievable, but he's definitely played a solid role.
He has, and it's like for me the unbelievable. He's like just that second or third scorer off the bench that Marcus Smart type that you needed to just hit a 3 every once in a while. But it's really Jaylen Brown and Peyton Pritchard.
It is. 100% is.
So Boston has this affliction with white wide receivers, of course Amendola and Welker and Edelman. Does Peyton Pritchard hop on that Mount Rushmore of white sports athletes in Boston?
Honestly, I would say yeah. Considering all the half-court shots he hit some in the finals, he hit some in the conference finals. He just had a lot of big moments that really, if you heard the Garden after he hit that shot in the finals, the place went crazy. We love Pritchard.
I love it,
just
dude.
like a Lego character, he's just a great guy.
Dude, he's awesome. It's a good time to be a Boston sports fan right now.
It's
So you're
always a
telling me
good
they're going to
time
beat
to
the
be a Boston
Broncos,
sports
and
fan.
then in the Super Bowl, how would they beat the Seahawks or the Rams?
See, honestly, I don't think we're like the other guy was saying. I don't know if we're a complete Super Bowl team. We can 100% get it done, but it's Drake May's first time ever in the postseason. He's going to be going up against a Seahawks defense that is just they do everything on that side of the ball well. They defend the pass, they defend the run. And then another big thing with the Seahawks is they have a really, really good run game. Even though Zach Charbonnet did go down with an injury,
Yeah.
we don't have the best run defense. So that would be a problem with us, them running the ball on us. But other than that, that Seahawks team has just been lights out all season.
Dude, they've been lights out. They've been awesome. The Patriots have been great. You're off to you having an incredible season, bro. And I wish you the best of luck on Sunday. But like I said, we're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'd love to have you call back in the show on Friday or Monday, but we're going to keep it
I got
rolling.
one question. So
Hit
you're
me.
a Rams fan, right?
I'm a Chargers fan.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. But we got Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel, fucking, what has he really done?
Yeah, just like turned Tua into a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Besides ruin Tua Tagovailoa's career, what has he done?
Dude, the ground ruined Tua Tagovailoa's career.
He should have never started playing again. He should have never. He should retire this offseason, 100%.
Dude, it's going to be sad, but the Tua Tagovailoa 30 for 30 one day when we like really hear about what happened is going to be very interesting.
Very interesting, and I think a lot of it's going to come down on the Dolphins organization.
Yeah, there might be some tough stuff, but
it's their job to protect the players against themselves, and they didn't do a good job of doing that.
Yeah. Well, Connor, dude, I could tell from the way you carry yourself, you've got some wisdom and some life to you. Do you have any advice for the listeners of the show on the way out?
Become a Patriots fan, become a Boston sports fan, and your life will flourish in so many different ways. You have no idea.
Connor, couldn't have said it better myself, brother. We're going to keep it moving. Welcome to the TBWZ universe, bro. We'll see you next time.
All right. Peace out, dude.
Peace. That was awesome. S. Vart, my guy, put 20 on the with the homies on the Hawks tonight versus the Grizzlies. I think it's a pick'em game right now. Grizzlies are our home team. The Hawks have Richard Shea out, though, and Kristaps out. I have been liking, though, what McCollum has done with that team. But, guys, we're getting some more calls coming in. If you guys want to hear the phone calls a little bit better, it's live on the Purple app. Brother 850, what is up, dog? What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yo.
What up, doggy?
Yo. It's Dev. It's that Shifty Dev. Been commenting. You know,
my guy,
from
Shifty
Destin,
Dev.
Florida.
Shifty Dev from Florida, from the Twitch chat. What up, brother?
First and foremost, just want to say Carson Beck is an absolute fraud. Hate Miami. Hurricanes suck. And there's a reason that he's ended most of the season with a pick, because he doesn't have a clutch bone in his body.
Yeah.
Other than against an Ole Miss team that was not led by Lane Kiffin.
I know. I was watching the game, and as an Ole Miss fan, I'm going to sound so biased here, but I thought Ole Miss could have beat Indiana. Indiana did not play a very good game.
I agree. I don't know what happened. It seemed like the game plan kind of switched around. Don't get me wrong. Miami's defense is something
Very
else.
good.
Like, and they played pretty lights out. And that running back, bro, is crazy.
Mark Fletcher Jr. is unbelievable. He had 17 carries and like 112 yards, and Indiana had like 30 carries and like 140. Like he almost did on
he
half
broke
their
one
carries.
of them. Wasn't it like a 60-yard run on one of them?
Yeah, their first touchdown, I believe, was that 60-yard run. Maybe that was Kadarius Toney. I did it again.
Darius Toney, go Gators, baby!
I did it again. I got the Gators on the brain. Malachi Toney. But Dev, Gators fan.
Never a bad thing to have the Gators on the brain, bro. Just remember that.
No, dude. How could you not? Gotta love the Gators. Also, I really like John Summerall, bro. I don't know if you've seen him, but I really like John Summerall.
Oh, yeah. We talked about it last time I called up here for the first time.
We did, bro.
He's going to be a dog.
But you're calling back into the
He's gonna be a
show.
dog.
What did you want to talk about today?
Like I said, main thing, Carson Beck's a fraud.
Yeah.
Absolutely love seeing that. It was absolutely peak, absolute cinema, seeing that happen. Ever since his team, and whenever he was with Georgia, where they barely scraped by against Florida back in the world's largest cocktail because DJ Lagway got hurt on that 2-yard run and then couldn't play the second half. So we had a third string that was from Yale and absolutely crapped the bed.
Yeah, who's the
always
quarterback
had a
at
certain
Florida
hatred
next year?
towards them. This year?
Yeah.
Or this year coming up? I want to say Tramel Jones, but it's probably that Georgia Tech transfer, to be honest. But Tramel Jones is kind of a dog, but also it's Georgia Tech's old OC, so I'm not going to be surprised.
Yeah,
I just hope they put the right
state
person out there.
The state of college football right now, bro, with like Indiana won. I'm not going to lie. Like, they have a great coach and they have a great team, but they won because of what they did in the transfer portal. And the only reason Miami had a chance is I know Carson Beck threw the pick to end the game, but he was a huge reason that this team was in it because of the portal, because of NIL.
Yeah, no, I'm just a certified Carson Beck hater. Like,
I love it. So he obviously
That's
has no
about it.
shot to be good in the NFL, right?
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I don't think he's going to flourish like that, but I also didn't think that highly of Jackson Dart going into the NFL after his performance against Florida. But we see how that worked out, so maybe I'm just not a ball knower like that.
Well, dude, you watch it with a blue and orange haze over your eyes, and you're just all floated out.
Of course, man. I got that thing tatted on me, bro. I bleed orange and blue.
Were you alive for the Tim Tebow era?
Yeah. A really funny story about that.
Hit me.
So I was around 8 years old whenever that happened.
Okay.
And I started watching Florida football and actually getting into it the year after Tebow left. So I didn't experience all those glory days.
Oh. Dang. You were just a little too
So
young.
it's just been sadness.
You've only experienced pain and suffering then.
I've experienced Will Muschamp, which Jeff Driscoll. I don't have the words for Jeff Driscoll.
Yeah, dude,
that team was so good, and then Trey Burton fumbling against Bama on the goal line.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's been. I had hope with Kyle Trask, Pitts, Kadarius Toney, as mentioned by you.
Yeah,
I was like, this is it. 2020, we're in there.
Yeah, and
then Marco Wilson threw a shoe and has cursed us since.
Thank you, Gigi Alvin. Yeah, the shoe throw absolutely cursed you guys. I'm a similar story. I grew up a USC fan, been a diehard Trojans fan my whole life. My first sports memory was crying myself to sleep in 2005 when Vince Young ran into the end zone on my Trojans. We lost the game. It was my first sports memory was pain, and it's been suffering ever since.
Ooh, that one's tough.
Yeah,
that's a tough one to go to sleep on, bro. Yeah.
I cried myself to sleep.
For that to be your first ever sports memory.
Yeah.
Hey, man, at least you stuck to loving sports. I don't know. That'll scar some people. Like, I'm never watching this again.
I found a way to persevere, bro. Shifty Dev, we're going to keep it rolling, dog. I can't understate this enough. I really, really, really appreciate you being a part of this show and helping grow this show. And it's going to be the biggest sports show in the world one day. And I'm just glad you're on the ground floor with us.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Also, Drake May coming for those Broncos. Last thing for you.
There it is, bro. All right. Talk to you soon, Shifty.
Right. Appreciate you. Yes, sir. Bye.
Peace. We're going to take more calls in about 5 minutes. Germ, thank you for sharing the live. So much. Oh, and Joey, #1. Thank you for the follow. Guys, if you have it within your heart to hit the follow button, that is how I grow. That helps me out a lot. CJ Sports with the follow. Thank you so much, bro. Maddox said, I know ball. I love you. GG Alvin followed. Thank you so much, dog. If my Broncos win, I might just cry. You guys are the best. You guys are crazy people. I love you so much. We're going to keep rolling with the phone calls in 5 minutes. Whoever that 719 number is, Maddox, thank you for the follow. Whoever the 719 number is, we're gonna roll with phone calls at the top in about 5 minutes. So at the half-hour mark. But on Twitch, I have a wheel. We're going to spin this wheel of topics, and we're going to jump into one of these topics real quick, guys. We're going to jump into a topic real fast. Let's hit it. I know. I can't believe it. Donald Clark, thank you for the follow with the Pats logo. Bill Belichick. That's what the wheel has landed on. Bill Belichick. I know you guys can't see it, but it landed on Bill Belichick. I have some thoughts here about Bill, as there's so many openings right now in the NFL. There's so many head coaching openings, right? You have Baltimore, You have Buffalo. Those are two of the best jobs that have ever come available in the NFL, dude. I can't remember a time where two generational Hall of Fame, like current Hall of Fame quarterback trajectory type guys like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, where their teams have become available. Oreo, you're right. Go Lakers. Go Lake Show. I haven't been around for these many openings. And you even have Cleveland and Miami. You have these teams that are needing a head coach. And a lot of them, I see the interviewing, like, there are not a whole lot of people out there. I was looking at for the Bills, they're thinking of interviewing Brian Daboll, Lou Anarumo, okay? Huh? Like, there's not a whole lot of candidates, and there's this dude named Bill Belichick who right now is coaching in college football. He's coaching in college football at UNC, putting the unk in UNC is Bill Belichick. I'm sitting here thinking, like, how on earth is Bill Belichick not getting offered one of these head coaching jobs? It's unbelievable the fall off that Bill Belichick has experienced in the past 3 years. And it's all because of that woman. That scary woman, that Jordan Hudson character. The dude was literally, and is, like the winningest head coach in NFL history. Like, he is the pinnacle. He is the best of the best. He's the guy that we look at as like, this is success in the NFL. He has 6 rings. Like, Bill Belichick is the absolute man. And for whatever reason, he's not getting any sort of offers to coach again in the NFL. That to me is bonkers. I have never seen a fall off from a top level headline head coach like Bill Belichick, a guy that would completely revolutionize your franchise as he did in New England, to have a guy like that available to teams and for them to say, nah, we're good. If you remember, he interviewed for the Falcons job. That they, of course, gave to Raheem. And now has been given to Kevin Stefanski. Bill Belichick was a coach of the Browns. How are the Browns not calling him? He was a coach down in Miami. How is Miami not calling him? I don't know. The argument, too, that people are like, oh, he's an old school coach. He's too much of an old school guy. I don't see Bill Belichick necessarily being able to vibe with younger players. Get out of here with that. The number one guy that everybody wanted this offseason was John Harbaugh. Talk about old school. Talk about hard-nosed. Talk about tough guy. That's John Harbaugh. You don't think Dan Campbell is that? You don't think he's that kind of character? So you're looking at those guys and you're like, yes, John Harbaugh. Yes, Dan Campbell. Yes, you hard-nosed leader type guy. But Bill Belichick, no. No, not you, Bill. And I'm literally thinking, it's because of that woman. That woman is insane. The fall off of Bill Belichick is incredible because I have never seen a Hall of Fame coach go from the top of the mountain, best in the world, best to ever do it type, to college football where he is failing miserably and never ever being able to get a head coaching job in the NFL ever again. Wyatt just said Bill Belichick can't coach. So are we saying Wyatt, then that the entire time that whole Patriots run was Tom Brady? If we're going to sit here and say Bill Belichick can't coach, then we're essentially saying that the entire Patriots run was because of Tom Brady. Maybe that is true. And I'm taking calls in just a little bit. I think it's just wild that Bill Belichick's available to everybody and no one's reaching out to him and no one's calling him. Why not just take a shot? You're the Cleveland Browns. Why not just take a shot? What's the worst that could happen? Fellas, I love you so much. We're back on the phone calls now. Here we go. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
What's up? I'm Joey. I'm from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Just so you know, 719 is the Colorado Springs area code.
Beautiful. I cannot believe I have that knowledge for me now. Joey from Colorado, my brother, how are you doing today? What's the weather like in Colorado Springs?
It's pretty nice. It's been unseasonably warm. We've only had like 3 snows this past winter, so
not bad.
But I just started watching and I heard that one guy say all he's experienced as a fan is pain. Well, I don't think he's had to experience Paxton Lynch at quarterback. I'm just saying, or Joe Flacco. In what was that, 2021?
When
he played for the Broncos.
I don't remember that. Do you remember the COVID game when they had no quarterbacks and they all the quarterbacks got COVID and they had to start who'd they start? Franklin?
No. Oh God, yeah, no. I very much remember that game.
They had to start a wide receiver.
Yes, yeah, a wide receiver who hadn't played quarterback since college.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question, Joey? And I assume you're going to have some stuff to throw out about the Broncos, but I'm a Chargers fan, so naturally that makes me a Bo Nix hater. I've completely turned around on Bo Nix after that game against the Packers, and after the game last weekend, I've completely turned around on Bo Nix. Where did you start the season with Bo Nix, and where are you at now with Bo Nix as your starter?
So I'm going to be good. You guys don't have to believe me, but you can ask any one of my friends.
Yeah.
I've been saying the Broncos were going to go I settled on 13-4, but I said they could go 14-3. That was legitimately my prediction for the season.
Yeah.
I believed in Bo since we drafted him.
Mm-hmm.
I knew he was going to be a good quarterback. And I feel like in today's NFL, there is a giant problem with not being okay with game managers, right?
Yeah.
Where everybody wants a
totally
Patrick Mahomes, everybody wants a Josh Allen, everybody wants
give me
Lamar
Brock Purdy.
Jackson, everybody wants a Baker.
Gary, thank you for the follow,
and that's okay, but that's not for everybody. It is okay to have a guy who can throw the ball down the field 5-6 yards, and he doesn't have to play lights out. He just has to play good enough to where the Broncos, the Broncos are not a one-man show where they are a team built around their different players, their different skill positions, especially the defense.
Yeah.
And defense wins championships. So I think Bo has been playing great. I think he potentially, I'm hoping it's not too bad and, it sucks what happened. But if you've been following Broncos Twitter at all, everybody is going #Stiddy party. Like,
yeah.
I think Stiddy can play just as good as Bo Nix, and I'm not saying that the Patriots game is going to be easy, but I definitely think that the Broncos have a legitimate shot in winning this thing.
Yeah, I'm with you, and you kind of highlighted it. Like the reason you thought they were going to go 14-2 or whatever you said. Like, I think the reason you said that was not because of Bo Nix, but because of the defense and because of Sean Payton. Like, and that's what they still have.
Yeah. What's funny is I've been mad at Sean plenty of times this season. Like, I think his play calling has just been horrendous at points.
Yeah.
But I think against Buffalo, he called one hell of a game.
Yeah, there was a few plays earlier in the season, like that Giants game was really weird. The Eagles game was really weird. He made some moves in there. My thing about Sean Payton is he's a good enough coach with Jarrett Stidham or with whoever you put behind there. Like, he's going to find 13 to 16 points offensively. And if that's what he finds, and if the defense scores a touchdown, I think the Broncos win that game.
Oh, yeah. I think people need to understand that people in Colorado are calling this Denver Broncos defense Orange Crush 3.0. Like, we are very confident in our defense. We think it's probably, if not as good as, better than, if not as good as the 2015 defense.
Wow. That's big shoes, bro.
It is, but I mean, just like look at Nick Bonito. He has extremely similar stats as 2015 Von Miller.
Yeah.
And that's not just hyperbole. That is factual. Like, he is playing pretty much on the same level as that Von Miller in his prime, And I never thought I'd see something like that again. I thought the Broncos were finally going to go back to like the 90s, with our high-profile offense. But I guess the Broncos love having the defensive identity,
Yeah, and they have a great place to do it. Mile High, brother, if you've never been to Colorado, like the elevation is real, dude. And if you're going to have a unit that you lean on, like you lean on your defense and you force that offense to try to deal with that weather, bro, it's going to be a crazy environment.
And here's the crazy part.
Johnny, thank you for the follow.
Native. I've lived here all of my life, and me and my mom can't sit in the nosebleeds because we both get vertigo.
Jeez.
Like, it's it is no joke up there. Like when you see players using oxygen, that is and you got to think they're running at full speed trying to hit people or trying to catch a ball while
sprinting.
avoiding being hit. Their lungs are not doing well up there.
No, dude, they're sprinting. I think you're with me, and like we like our chances against the Patriots. And I hate that I said we. I'm a Bolts fan. I hate that I said we. But you like the chances against the Patriots. How are you feeling in the Super Bowl?
I mean,
for me, it's like if you made the Super Bowl, you're a good team.
My sports memory, my first sports memory is the Demaryius Thomas or Tebow to Thomas catch, right, in the playoffs. But around my third or fourth memory is the Super Bowl that was canceled. You know, the one that for whatever reason didn't get played in 2013. That was supposed to be against the Seahawks and Broncos. Like I don't know why they canceled that game. I don't know.
Yeah. Don't look it up either.
That's I don't want to play the Seahawks, but I feel like the Broncos have the best chance against the Seahawks. I think Matthew Stafford would probably kill us.
Yeah. He's unbelievable. It's weird. I think he might have a better chance against the Seahawks because I think Sean Payton can do something to Sam Darnold. But Sean McVay and Matt Stafford are the best unit that we have left.
Oh, yeah. And I just really quickly want to say I'm super happy Sam's doing great in Seattle. I hope Minnesota is kicking themselves right now for letting him go.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite story of the NFL season that Minnesota was like, hey, Sam Darnold, you can go. We're going to rock with 9 because he's our guy. But, brother, thank you so much for calling to the show, Joey. We're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 2 to 6 p.m. Pacific time. Would love to have you follow and be part of the show moving forward, bro. Call back whenever you want, okay?
I'm Joey number 1, so I already followed you, bro.
Joey 1, you're the man, bro. Thank you for calling in.
Yep, have a good day.
All right, peace. Yo, 719, we'll take you after this call. 719, we're taking you after this call. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hello. What's up? They hung up. I'll take 719. We just missed both those calls. There it is. There's my guy. What up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Joe, Southern Colorado, baby. Let's go.
Joe from SoCo. Joe from SoCo. For real, though?
Yes, sir.
So I got
Colorado, about an hour and 15 minutes south of Denver.
Bro, I have 2 callers back to back. Joe from Colorado. That's so awesome, dog. My little brother lives in Gunnison right now. You ever been out there?
Oh, I love Gunny, brother. That's a hell of a town right there. Good food, mountains, great fishing.
Yeah, they got everything but women. But that's Colorado for you.
Damn near.
Joe, Broncos guy, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about Stiddy.
Okay, so hear me out. Stiddy, they have no footage of that guy playing snaps, which is awesome for us right now because they're not going to be able to present an aggressive, defensive end for him.
Sure.
So they're not going to know what to do. Obviously, the whole entire NFL right now is shook with the whole idea of Bo being out, which I'm a little shook too. I love Bo. I've loved him since he was in Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
He's a badass quarterback. But with that being said, he is only a badass quarterback because of his coaching. Sean Payton is a fucking dog, brother.
Yeah.
That man has transformed Bo into the caliber he is at. Now, with that being said, Stidham is also, alongside him, every single one of those practices being transformed into a dog, too. And that boy's hungry. He's 29. He wants his shot. When you're that hungry and you want that shot, he's going to go out there and give it his all. Not just for the Broncos and for Bo Nix and everything that's happened, but for himself. You got to remember that. Nobody wants to be a backup quarterback their whole career. That boy's going to go out there, show out, and do what he's got to do. And even if he can't get those long, deep passes to make touchdowns, if he could get us even into the area to where we could get field goals, Big Nuts Lutz has us. And he's proven that all season.
Yeah. I think one thing that people are not considering is A quarterback is someone who their entire life lived a life of confidence. They said, give me the rock when they were 7 years old. Like, they were the man their entire life. All through high school, they were the best player in their county. They went and got a D1 scholarship. They played really good football in college. And they went to the NFL, and it got really hard. And they're back up. But there's not a quarterback alive that is unconfident and doesn't think they can go in and win whenever they need to get one.
No, that's big facts. And even when you've seen like the interviews after the incident with Bo, and you just see Sean just straight faced, no fear in his heart, just blatantly say, you know what, Stiddy's got our back. I believe it. I wholeheartedly believe it. Not even just because I'm a Denver fan, but just as even as a Broncos fan. I mean, you're not going to be that caliber of a quarterback. He's not just a guy off the street. It's not like they were like, you know what, Uncle Rico, you're in.
Yeah, it's true. He's been there for 3 years.
He's a good quarterback. He shadowed Tom Brady, for Christ's sake. I mean, the dude he's got a good shot. Now, it's not going to be an easy shot to get past the Pats. I have a feeling it's going to be a really tight game, like it has been for like our whole entire season. But they got to remember that Denver defense, they're dogs.
Bunch of dogs.
And you get up in that mile high and that elevation gets them. That weather's rolling in this weekend. We got snow in the forecast for Friday and Saturday. It's going to be cold Sunday. Them boys can handle the cold, but they can't handle the elevation. And come that fourth quarter when they're huffing and puffing and they're trying to get past that Denver defense, good luck to them.
Well, yeah, I listen.
Like their last game, it's just going to be nothing but turnovers.
I think it's going to be tough for both teams to score, in my opinion. I think it's going to be closer to like a 13-10 or maybe like a 17-15 type game. I think it's going to be tight. But that weather in Denver...
I don't think it'll be a high-scoring game whatsoever, too. I agree with you on that. The only thing that I disagree with you on is I'm just going to have to say the Seahawks, man. I don't know about LA. I don't know if they have it in them to take out the Hawks this year. They're on fire.
They're very good. I when I was breaking down the game, I was trying to figure out why I'm picking the Rams, and it all boiled down to a simple fact of, are you going to go with McVay and Stafford, or are you going to go with Kubiak and Darnold? And I'm like, McVay and Stafford every single time.
It's going to be a tough one. I have a feeling if the Broncos can get past the Pats, it's going to be a tough one to even think about Super Bowl winning. But the fact that Bo Nix is a second-year rookie and got us this far, shout out to him, man. That guy he's God tier.
Yeah, he's the man. Football is awesome. We only have 3 football games left. We're going to cherish every single moment of them. Joe, brother, welcome to the TBWZ universe. We're going to keep rolling here, but whenever you want to call back. All right. The call ended. Chris, thank you for sharing the live, dude. You're picking Broncos even though Bo is out? I am, Michael. I'm crazy like that. We picked Sam off in the first game we played. Seattle 31, Rams 23. 8-point win. 8-point win. We're going to take this 859 number right now. Whoever the 413 number is, we're going to call you get the next call, 413. What is up? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Chase. I'm calling in from Kentucky, and my take is Seattle is the scariest team right now.
Can you say your name one more time?
Jake.
Jake, my guy from Kentucky. You think Seattle is going to win?
Yeah, I think Seattle's the scariest team right now, and I don't think anyone can stop them. I'm a Patriots fan.
You're a Patriots fan?
Yeah.
What's a Patriots fan doing living in Kentucky? Yeah, I feel you, bro. So you think the Seahawks are the best team left? They're going to win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, they got to be. No one can stop their offense. They're aggressive.
Isn't it crazy what Sam Darnold has done for that team? And he was on Minnesota last year, and they said, nah, we'll take 9.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's got to be one of the biggest bag fumbles we've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, oof.
Yeah, oof. Jake, are you a Kentucky basketball fan?
I am a Kentucky basketball fan.
How's the squad doing? I know the SEC is really tough. They're going to beat up on each other a lot. But I like the SEC going into the tourney.
Yeah, those 3 comeback wins were huge for us. We needed those wins for momentum wins, but I don't know if they can really beat high caliber teams, but we got to see how SEC play goes.
Yeah, SEC play is going to be pretty intense this year. There's some really good teams, and there's a lot of teams coming out of the Big 12 as well that are really solid. Man, college basketball is going to be so much fun coming in March, dude.
Yeah.
Really, really fun. But you are all in on the Seahawks, brother. Do you have anything else before you go?
Yeah. That's it. Thank you.
Of course, dog. Talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
My guy, Jake from Kentucky. It's up there with the Giants fumbling Barkley and Daniel Jones, kind of. Yeah, very, very, very similar. Oreo, you're a Spurs fan and a Kentucky fan? You're crazy, dude. You're crazy, bro. Pats is the only good team in the AFC. Joe Maggiano. Whoever the 413 number is, feel free to call in. I'm waiting for that 413 number. If not, I'm going to take one of these. If not, I'm going to take one of these. Bro picked Broncos. Casual take. Whoever the 970, there it is. There it is, brother. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ, Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Bro, what's up? How you doing? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Chris, I'm calling from Massachusetts. You know, we beat Chargers, like top 7 defense. Could even argue top 5, you know. Texans, in my opinion, best defense in the league. And then Broncos, amazing defense too. It's just to the point where you can't even argue the easy schedule anymore.
Yeah, they've kind of proven that the easy schedule thing, you know, call it a thing if you want, but ultimately this team has gone through the Chargers and the Texans, and those are both two good teams. They played the Bills well, and the Bills turned out to be a good team too.
And as well as, you know, we beat the Bucks when they were still good as well.
You beat the Bucks when the Bucks were decent. Yeah, they were kind of on their downturn, but I'll give you the Bucks one. But I do agree. I think they've gotten rid of the allegations of like this team is fraudulent. This team only beats bad teams because they beat two good teams. You know what they're saying now though is like if the Patriots do go to the Super Bowl, they're going to be like, dude, you went through like Herbert with no O-line, CJ Stroud who stinks, and then Jared Stidham. It's a fraudulent Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those guys are always going to say that.
Yeah. Of course, and it's just, you know, coming from how good New England has been in franchise history. So,
well, brother, one of the reasons I'm a huge Patriots hater is because of the history.
Oh yeah, but things are looking good in Boston. You know, Celtics looking good.
Yeah, Celtics are looking good.
And at the end of the day, we can only see when we play the Rams in the Super Bowl. I think the Rams will beat the Seahawks. You know, they just can't guard Puka.
I do too. I think guarding Puka is going to be hard, and like I love Sam Darnold, but you know it's a tough game for Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I mean Puka ripped him up as well last time they played him, and you know playoff Matthew Stafford is just a different animal. So we can only see.
It is, and last week Puka Nacua had like 225 yards. But bro, Massachusetts is cold right now. Denver's going to be a little bit of a different animal. Are you worried at all about Drake May on the road?
Drake May, the Patriots have in the regular season stellar on the road.
Yeah.
We've been very good on the road. And, you know, this is the big test for Drake May. I think if Drake May does well in this game and, you know, high altitude Denver, I think he can do well anywhere, you know?
Yeah, it's almost legit.
It's definitely going to be a fun game to watch.
It'll be fun. It's going to be tight. I think it's going to be low scoring, but it's going to be fun. Chris, my brother, hit us with a follow so you can keep watching the show. But we're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 2 to 6 Pacific time. On TikTok and Twitch. So please, welcome to TBWZ Universe, but we're going to keep moving on here, okay?
All right, good talking to you, man. Have a good one.
You too. Peace. New England guy, this guy knows ball. All right. We're going to take calls in about 5 at the 5 till mark. Chris with the follow. There he is. My guy. Brother. Ooh. That sounded so inappropriate. I don't mean to be inappropriate. I was trying to figure out this morning as I'm rolling around on the floor crying because my Chargers stink, because my Lakers are not very good, because my Trojans kind of stink, and Ole Miss lost to Miami, and if they beat Miami, they probably would have beat Indiana. Because I'm looking at this Indiana team, and I'm like, this Indiana team is just not very good. Chewy, thank you for the follow. If you guys are in here, you do not follow, please follow, and also if you can hit the likes, that would help out a lot. What up, Peavy? I know I'm having internet connection issues, which is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But I was just like thinking today about not having much money and being poor stinks. There's a lot of poor people out there. If you're poor, shout out to you. W's up for the poor. The denominationally deprived people is what we're calling them. Denominationally deprived. As a broke boy myself, it's tough to get around. Why am I saying this? I forgot why I was going to start this whole sentence. User, thank you for the follow. Cisco, thank you for the follow. I completely, and Aiden, thank you for the follow. For the denominationally deprived, for the capitalistically challenged folks, I was going to start a sentence, but then I completely forgot what the sentence was going to be. What up, Trey? What up, dog? We're going to spin the wheel right now, though, of topics, and I'm going to land on a topic, and then after that, after I give my diatribe on this topic, I'm taking calls. I'm opening up the phone lines. But if you guys want to see the wheel spin, it's at Take Back with Zach on the Purple app. Brick Jock is in here, my guy. Chewy sending some love. Chewy, thank you so much, bro. Here we go. Spinning the wheel. And it's making noise this time. Thank you. The topics include Eric Bieniemy, the Bills job, Keon. Oh, it landed on the Bills job. Poncho, thank you for the likes. It landed on the Bills job. Mad connection issues. Brother, we're dropping frames like flies, brother. Frames are dropping like flies. That's my fault. I'm sorry, guys. Poncho, thank you for the follow, brother. I want to talk a little bit about the Buffalo Bills head coaching opportunity, and if anybody who the next caller is, we can talk ball, we could talk about my picks and stuff like that, but I would love to potentially talk about the Bills job. What up, Jen? Hello. We're back live. I guess Brian Daboll right now is vying for the head coaching job in Buffalo, because obviously Buffalo fired Sean McDermott and they kept Brandon Beane, okay? I guess Brian Daboll is vying for the job in Buffalo, and they're also interviewing Lou Anarumo and Anthony Lynn. Okay. Hey, Buffalo, listen, I'm going to just tell you this right now. Do not do that. Do not hire any of those guys. Do not even talk to Anthony Lynn. Do not even talk to Lou Anarumo. I do not care. I do not care what you think they're going to bring to the table. I do not care if you like them, if they interview well, if they're good on Zoom, if they dress nicely, if their wives bake them goods, like Anne Michelle Drake May. I do not care. You should not be talking to any of those men. I don't know if you're hiring a special advisor to the owner. I don't know if you're looking for a special advisor to the owner. I'm here, though. I am here, and I'm willing to help you, Buffalo. I'm going to help you hire a true head coach, someone that you need, someone that can propel Josh Allen to greatness. Because right now, interviewing Anthony Lynn and Lou Anarumo ain't got to cut it, brother. I highly advise you to hire me to help you with your head coaching search first of all. Derpy, I love you. I highly, highly advise you to not do any of the insane crap that you're thinking of doing, talking to Lou Anarumo and Anthony Lynn. Anthony Lynn got his shot. Doesn't need another one. What I would do as your special advisor in this head coaching search, I would just have you do as much as possible with press conferences and with talking to the media to not throw your own players underneath the bus. Oh, I guess that's too hard for you. I guess it's too hard for you to do that. Because in this press conference with Brandon Beane and with the owner, Pagula, they're like, hey, why don't we throw Keon Coleman completely under the bus and call him trash? You have somehow managed to make the most sought-after job in the NFL, coaching Josh Allen, a wee bit less appealing just by opening up your mouth, dude. How bad are you at talking, brother? How bad are you at talking? That you can't even just for 2 seconds acknowledge there's microphones in front of you, and you should not be probably talking down on Keon Coleman. The whole point was hey, Brandon Beane's a good GM. He didn't want to draft Keon Coleman. I did. That's not the only case. Since they drafted Josh Allen in 2018, the Bills had made 56 draft picks. Only 2 of them are Pro Bowlers. That's just bad drafting in general. The Bills, instead of going after any of these guys that are available, whoever wants to, they're talking about Joe Brady and Davis Webb. Brother, stop going after these guys. Go after a guy that is proven. You need to trade draft picks to get Kevin O'Connell. You need to talk to the Panthers about trading for Canellis. You need to make an actual move. And if you can't get any of those guys, if none of those guys bite, then you need to really, really consider what you want for this franchise. And if you want Super Bowls, if you want someone to come in there and right the ship and someone to help out the defense, someone to make that whole thing better in Buffalo and let Josh Allen cook and do his thing, there's a guy named Bill Belichick over in North Carolina somewhere. There's a guy in North Carolina named Bill Belichick who's out there somewhere who probably wants a head coaching opportunity against his old team twice a year. I'm not saying I think Bill Belichick is the guy to go after. I'm just saying, if you go after Lou Anarumo or Anthony Lynn or Brian Daboll, who's already failed, all those guys have done it and not produced. Like, you have to go young offensive guru, type beat, type Sean McVay, type guy. Or you go after a proven head coach that already has a job and you trade draft picks for him. Or you go after Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick would be the funniest thing by far, dude. Bill ain't going to the Bills, says Cause. Remember when they swapped picks with KC so the Chiefs could get Xavier Worthy and the Bills got Keon Coleman? That whole thing just stunk. It stunk to high heaven. If Indiana won, does that mean Lee Corso will die? Leo Corso. Dude, the funniest alive person today is Lee Corso. And who else is alive? What's his name? He's an old-time Hollywood guy. Dick something. I don't know. He's still alive, which blows my mind. Who am I thinking of? Who picked the Broncos to win? That's a crazy take. Assassin, who do you think? This guy's like, who did that? Hey, who's the idiot who did that? But there's my take on the Bills. The phone lines are officially back open. It's 213-352-5216. If you guys want to talk ball. Dick Van Dyke. It's insane that Dick Van Dyke is still alive. It's unbelievable. Dick Van Dyke's still alive. We're getting a call right now, bro. Vitale, that's who it is. Dick Vitale? No, Dick Van Dyke is still alive. It's crazy. I was doing like the most crazy alive person, and it's Dick Van Dyke. Brother Trey, my guy, how are you doing today, bro?
I'm doing great. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. Did you know Dick Van Dyke is still alive?
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's doing well. I think I saw that in the news the other day that it was like his 96th birthday or something.
He was born December 13th, 1925, so he is 100.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Good for him.
He was married to Margie Willett from 1948 to 1984. That's so long. He was in Mary Poppins and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh my goodness gracious.
So old. Can't believe it.
That's crazy.
But brother, I know we could talk about the games this weekend. I think you got some more insight though, and what's really interesting to me right now is all the head coaching jobs. Buffalo obviously opened up since we last talked. That's kind of what I was talking about. Do you have any opinions on any of the head coaching opportunities?
You know, I feel like it's kind of hard to speculate just because for whatever reason, I feel like the coaching stuff never really goes the way you kind of expect. Like,
yeah.
I know a lot of people expected Stefanski to go to the Browns, or not to go to the Browns, to go to the Ravens. No one really expected him to go to the Falcons. But I feel like it's kind of just like, it's kind of a crapshoot at this point. But I don't really disagree about Bill Belichick. I get that a lot of people say like, oh, well, the game has kind of passed him by and, you know, he's like older and maybe he just doesn't he can't keep up anymore. I don't know if that's necessarily true. Like, I think a change of pace and then also having Josh Allen at quarterback is, you know, it's definitely an opportunity he might be interested in.
Yeah, it's just a matter of like, would the Bills be interested in him? When I'm looking at the guys they're interviewing, it's like Brian Daboll, like, sure, maybe. He just kind of failed in New York. And then they're talking about like Lou Anarumo, who did well in that one interim season with the Raiders, but didn't get a job after that. And then Anthony Lynn, who failed with the Chargers. I'm like, that doesn't seem like a good replacement for Sean McDermott.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of there's like this big thing where it's like, yes, it's good sometimes to fire your head coaches, and I get why they did it with McDermott, but you should only fire your head coach if you're almost certain you have a guy that you know is better and that you can just go pick up. Because if you don't know that, then, you know, the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Yeah, it's a decision I think you should absolutely only be making if you have a head coach in mind for who you need or who's going to be the next guy. And dude, the Bills didn't do that. Do you think there's any part of John Harbaugh or Kevin Stefanski that's like kicking themselves today because they're like, I didn't know that job was going to be open?
You know, maybe a little bit. I think Stefanski probably, because he's like, man, like, definitely rather be on Buffalo than the Falcons. But I feel like for Harbaugh, he'll probably like New York. You know, it's a huge city, and he'll get a lot of attention there.
Yeah.
And I honestly think it's a pretty ideal setup, too. You've got Jackson Dart, who I think is probably going to be okay. I don't think he'll be, like, great, but I think he'll be solid. And then Malik Neighbors is already a superstar. You've got Cam Skattebo, who I think is really great. And you already have the makings of a really good young team. So I feel like he's kind of set up pretty well. But Stefanski definitely might be looking at the Bills job and being like, man, I don't know if I really made the right call here.
Yeah, we have an awesome dude in the TikTok saying he wishes the Bills could get Cignetti. Like, I just don't see Cignetti leaving Indiana right now. I think Mark Cuban is giving them like so much money for next season, dude. Like, Indiana's going to be good for a minute.
Yeah, I think Cignetti's probably going to try to do what Saban did and like have a whole dynasty at Indiana.
Isn't that crazy? Where we were at the beginning of the year with Indiana and now like looking at us here.
It is to me the greatest turnaround in college football history. I can't really think of anything even close to that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, dude, in sports, I can't think of anything. I mean, like, growing up, I'm like, the fact that the Browns made the playoffs that one year with Baker is like the craziest thing I could ever think of. But outside of that, it's this Indiana job. My one thing is like, I think
like the biggest thing for me is that Miami did what they did all year, which is that they dominated the trenches. Like Mendoza, he had no time. They had no time to throw. The run game wasn't really doing well. They couldn't really get anything going, honestly. Like, I feel like it's just the bane of Miami's existence is that their roster is so well constructed, but unfortunately their quarterback is Carson Beck, and that he's basically responsible for all of their losses. So, I mean, Carson Beck doing Carson Beck things.
Yeah, it's also like it's a double-edged sword because I know he lost that game in the end and threw that pick. He's also a huge reason why they're even there in the first place. Like, yeah, if they had Cam Ward, they would have been a lot better, but you know, they didn't. They won the game in the trenches where they were supposed to. I'm just like the state of college football right now with the Darian Mensah thing and what we had earlier from the Washington quarterback. Like, we're in some weird times right now, dude.
Yeah, well, and it sounds like from what Duke is saying, the lawyers are trying to leverage it so that they're like, yeah, you can go to Miami if you want, but we're going to enforce the contract so you won't be able to play football there. So you can go if you want, but you're just going to burn a year of eligibility, basically.
I've been trying to like really get to the bottom of the whole thing. Like, Duke is obviously going to be suing Darian Mensah, but they can't really. There's no damages that Duke can sue for because they haven't paid him anything. And they can't sue him on his own name, image, and likeness because it's his name, image, and likeness. They didn't sell that. Darian didn't sell that to Duke. It's like he's almost like a 1099 contract employee.
They're not really trying to get money from him. They're trying to get his labor because they believe in that 2-year contract, he signed his labor for those 2 years. And under labor laws, he would have to fulfill that contract. So that's why right now they're like, you can go to Miami if you want. That's fine. But you won't be able to play. Like, you're under a 2-year contract. You're supposed to be playing for us. You can't play for them.
Yeah, so they can't really sue. There's no point in like suing for money. I don't even think they can. What you're getting at there is like, but they can sue based off just the broken contract in general. I'm just not a lawyer.
Yeah, like,
so.
Like the litigation would basically be like, hey, even though we can't really sue you for money because like your name, image, and likeness is your own, you signed a 2-year contract with us, which means you promised our labor for 2 years. You only gave us 1 year. Now you're trying to leave. So if you do leave, that's your prerogative, but that is breaking our contract, and because of that, you wouldn't be able to play in that year. Like you can't play because you're supposed to be playing for us. So it would basically be him burning a year of eligibility.
And I don't even know if the crazy part is the lawyer that Darian Mensah has hired is he's a professor of NIL law at Miami. So you have that, and then you have Jim Phillips, the ACC commissioner, who's also the chair of the college football whatever committee, I think. But he's basically saying, like, Miami is the biggest cash cow that the ACC has. It would be tough for him to rule in favor of Duke and, like, give Duke the quarterback, even though, like, if Miami gets it, it makes a lot more money for the ACC.
Yeah, I think the one thing, though, is, like, while this guy is definitely going to be very well-versed in know all things NIL law, Duke is just a bunch of geniuses. So whoever their lawyer team is will just be, like, a bunch of their best geniuses. Yeah.
Duke is just throwing Duke lawyers at it, and Miami's throwing Miami attorneys at it. It's literally like they're litigating for themselves. It's so crazy what's happening. I think, though, this might be the tipping point, dude. I think from here on out, we might get some different stuff in the NCAA.
I think they have to. Like, bro, we're reaching points where people are litigating, like, oh, you need to play one more year for us because you signed this stupid contract. And it's like, bro, this is not what college football was supposed to be whatsoever. I feel like the NCAA kind of has to crack down because this looks bad for them too. Like, this is really bad for their image. A bunch of people are seeing this and they're like, bro, this is awful.
It's bad. And the hard part is, like, even if Duke was like, hey, we're suing you, you have to be with us. What, he just walks back into the locker room and is like, hey guys, I'm here. Like, no, dog, you tried to leave us.
And that's the other thing too. That's why I don't think the Williams kid on Washington, I don't think they're going to be very good next year. Because it's like, yeah, okay, you're playing quarterback for us, great, but you don't want to be here. We know you don't want to be here. So, like, what's even the point? That's why I think Duke is kind of okay with just being like, all right, bro, you can leave and you can sit in the Miami locker room for a year, but you won't be able to play. We're going to make sure to enforce that part of the contract. Because they know at this point it's already done. Like, now that he's made this declaration, nobody will want him back on the team. So they're trying to just basically do this for spite, I think.
Yeah, Donovan, even in the TikToks, is like, that's the whole thing. Before college players got paid, you didn't have to deal with any of this. It's true. You didn't have to deal with it. But also, a lot of this stuff was kind of getting done under the table. I think NIL is its own beast, its own animal. But the biggest change to college football has been this transfer portal. And I think that's what we're going to see the biggest change from next year is, like, figuring out what to do with the transfer portal. Because right now, it just being the Wild West is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if I was going to do anything, at the very least, make it so that once you commit to a team, you have to at least play 2 years there before you transfer.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. But even entering the transfer portal, so a player cannot enter themselves. The team has to physically enter them into the portal. So when Darian Mensah was like, hey,
I understand the very surface level argument of like, oh, but Jarrett Stidham. Mm-hmm. But I remember very clearly when the Patriots had basically the Broncos had basically what was the corpse of Peyton Manning as their quarterback.
Yeah.
And because they had a good defense, they were still able to beat Brady's Patriots. So it's not like this is like an impossible game to win. And Drake May certainly is not prime Tom Brady. So
yeah,
as far as that's concerned, I think it's very possible for the Broncos to win. I don't know. I'm slightly favoring the Patriots because of Stidham. And then for the NFC, I'm taking the Seahawks. Personally, I think the Rams are good. I think they're a very good team. Very good team. Both of their games against the Seahawks have been very close. But I expect the Seahawks to just kind of come out different. After that 49ers game, I feel like they're just so locked in. And even with Sam Darnold kind of like a question mark because of his oblique, I feel like the defense and Kenneth Walker will be able to do enough. And also they're playing for a fallen guy because obviously Charbonnet is hurt. And I think that's also going to play a part in it too.
I love it. It's great insight. Trey is awesome. Fellas, if you want to follow him, he's going to be in the TikTok live in just a second. He'll blast his name. He's Retrospect Music or Respect Music. But Trey, we're going to keep things rolling, man. Thanks for the call today.
Yeah, man. And thank you for taking my call. I appreciate you as always.
All right, bro. Talk to you soon.
See you, man.
Peace. Review streamers, Twitch down. I just got it back up. I'm having some connectivity issues. I wanted to shout out this guy. Out of Your Element said the transfer portal isn't changing, Einstein. Money rules all. God, your live streams are terrible. Just shout out to that guy. Shout out to out of your whatever it was. Shout out to him. Kozlaw is so mad at me for picking the Broncos. I'll be surprised if the Broncos can get over 100 yards of total offense. I think they'll do better than that. I think Jared Stidham is going to be fine. I think the defense is going to do really well for them. I think Sean Payton is a good enough head coach to be able to dial up a couple of plays. Out of your element, that was you, bro. I shout out the hate. Shout out the haters. I hate doing that. Shout out the haters. You sound so stupid. It sounds like you're literally like, bro, I'm trying so hard not to be affected by the hate comments. So I'm going to say, shout out to haters. You're the reason I'm here. No, dude. When people say mean things, it hurts your feelings. So I just acknowledge them because I think they're funny sometimes. Denver's going to cook. Not going to lie. Mr. Sir, cook is a crazy word to use for this Denver and Patriots game. Saying that Denver's going to cook is crazy. I believe there's a shot that they win. I'm literally picking them to win based off that shot. But cook, brother. Lord Deli P, why aren't you answering my questions? I didn't see him. I'm sorry, bro. I'm here though. I'm here now though. I was on the phone with my guy. Why Broncos fans raising up a backup? You say dumb things out loud in public. You don't expect pushback. I thank you for your support out of your element. I don't know. Are they playing at Mile High? Yeah, they are. It's a home game for the Broncos. It's a home game for the Broncos, brother. Why Broncos? Sean Payton, Mile High, tough place to play. Really, really good head coach. Why do the Knicks announcers sit so high up in the press box? We got the Knicks and Brooklyn Nets tipping off in about 20 minutes. I'll be watching along to that. Gliz says he wants the Pats to win the Super Bowl than any team. Gliz, you're crazy. If you think the Broncos are winning, you need a head exam. Coz, it's at least going to be close. So here's the thing with the whole Broncos and the Patriots thing. If the game finishes like the Patriots win by 3, you can't come at me for that. You cannot come at me for that. If they get blown out, then you're like, you said the Patriots were going to win. Idiot. Sure, totally. Yeah, I'm an idiot. But if it's a close game and the Broncos have a chance to win it at the end, you can't sit in here and be like, see, you were delusional for picking the... No, I wasn't. I think it's going to be a very close game. Hey, NZK, thank you so much for the love, dude. You really think the Rams are going to win? Seahawks are doing well, and the game is at home, bro. Gene, I know it's at home. I know the Seahawks have been playing so well. I just can't shake the idea of betting against Sean McVay and Matt Stafford. Brother. Huh. That's the squad. Duck09, thank you for the follow, bro. Thank you for the follow. If you guys are in here, you do not follow yet, please hit the follow button. It's about time that we spin the wheel. So I have a wheel of topics on here, and we're going to spin this wheel right now to see what we talk about next. Can't believe you're picking 2 underdogs. Someone's got to do it, Kyle. Someone's got to be the man. We have a lot of things on this wheel to cover. A-Money, who's my team? I'm a Chargers fan. Go Bolts for life. Justin Herbert, best quarterback in the league. The guys is 1-3. Who, Kozlaw? The guys is 1-3. The guys is 1. What if Stiddy balled out and got 5 touchdowns? That'd be so crazy. I'd freak out. Oh, Jared Stidham's 1-3. Yeah, brother, it's the playoffs. It's the playoffs. Bolt up, DJ Kelly. Let's go, dude. You're my guy. I hope that's the case, bro. I want the Rams to win. I'm so nervous, though. Gene, it's going to be a very close game. I think both these games are going to be close. I think the Stidham Bowl, the Stidham and Drake Mayoff, is going to be like a 3-point game. I think it could be like 13-10. I could even see like maybe 20-16 in that game. I absolutely think the Broncos have the shot and have the squad to do it, though, defensively. Should play pretty well against Drake May. In the Rams and the Seahawks game, I think that one's going to be close as well. It's going to be a little bit more high scoring, in my opinion. Not nearly like the Thursday night game that we had a couple weeks ago, but both those teams are going to put up points. If Broncos win, it's going to be 17-14. Kyle, literally, or like 14-10. But scoring 2 touchdowns will be a lot. I think it might be closer to like 13-10. Pats winning 28-14. That's not a bad score. That is not a bad score, bro. Their defense is crazy. Seahawks versus Pats, Super Bowl 35-6 for the Pats. Oh, yeah, Kozlaw. That's a good pick. Broncos are cooked, my guy. All right, let's spin the wheel. Spinning the wheel, it's landing on Keon Coleman. Dude, I feel so bad for Keon Coleman. I feel so bad for Keon Coleman. The whole year, like, everyone was trashing on Keon Coleman, and I think for good reason, dude. I think most people were trashing on Keon Coleman for good reason. Like, he was essentially drafted to replace Stephon Diggs. That's not easy. That is not easy to do. The one thing that Keon Coleman has is, like, immaturity issues. I don't think he's a bad athlete. I don't think he's a loser. I think he's incredibly gifted and incredibly skilled. I think he's just a kid. I think he's just not living up to the expectations. Blake, we'll take calls in like 2 minutes at 4:20. Heyo. At 4:20, we'll take calls. Okay, brother? Polly Walnut says Keon Coleman today was the 50 Cent meme. I'm lime. What'd he say? F me for, bro. He was like, Brandon Beane and the owner of the Bills, Pagula, had a press conference today. They were talking about the Keon Coleman thing, and the interview and the owner of the team was like, hey, I just want to take a minute to say, by the way, you know, Brandon Beane, he didn't want Keon. He didn't want Keon Coleman. We were the ones that were pushing for him. Just completely throwing Keon Coleman under the bus. And I'm not saying he's not a guy who, like, maybe deserves to get tossed under the bus. He's had some issues with the team on the field. He's had some immaturity stuff off the field with Keon. But for them to be in a press conference and just be like, yeah, that wasn't the GM's fault. The best part about it is after this press conference, after what they said, a bunch of people on Twitter were like finding moments and finding clips of Brandon Beane saying how much they wanted Keon Coleman. Like, completely lying about the whole thing. You can't go up there and like defend your GM and say, bro, he didn't even want him. And then us go on Twitter and find a bunch of clips of him saying like, yeah, Keon Coleman's the man. We were just waiting. He had a clip that said like this. All my homies hate Terry Pagula. Terry Pagula and Brandon Beane somehow made the Bills' job, the head coaching opportunity, like a worse destination. Ha! They made the best possible destination like a little bit worse today just by opening up their mouths and the things that they were saying. All you had to do was not say anything bad about your own players. How easy is that? Because now if I'm Keon Coleman, I'm like, bro, you didn't want me? You don't want me here? Who does want me? It's something you just can't. I have to take this phone call. It's something you can't do as an owner. Just want to say you're very truculent person. Kozla, I don't know what that means. Can you give me a definition of that word? We're taking a phone call right now, though. What is up? You are live on Take Back with Zach. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
None. I just want to say that the Patriots have a 50-50 chance to win the Super Bowl if Sam Darnold plays like he has been.
Pause. Hold up.
49ers.
Wait. I'm so sorry. They can't hear you right now. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Easton. I'm calling from Iowa.
Ethan from Iowa, my guy. Sorry about that. Now the TikTok people can hear you. Ethan from Iowa, speak your piece, brother. How are you?
I think with how the Patriots defense played against the Texans and the Los Angeles Chargers, they have a better chance to win the Super Bowl than any team that you have chosen this year.
You think who would they be playing, in your opinion? Who do you think wins that game against the Seahawks and the Rams?
You know what they say, it's hard to be a team twice. Give me the Rams.
Dude, give me the Rams. I absolutely love that. You're full confidence in on the Patriots because of what they did on the defensive side of the ball, not necessarily Drake May.
No, I think Drake May has not performed as he usually has been, but I trust Nolan Williams and Gonzo to ball out because them both healthy on the Patriots are undefeated.
Yeah, dude. I think it's a very wise thing that you just said right there. Drake May has not played very good in these two games. The reason the Patriots have won is because of the defense.
I think I'm not full in on the Patriots, but I think if the defense plays like it has been and Drake May plays like he has been most of the season, they get the win.
In the Super Bowl, yeah, man, the Super Bowl is like usually a tight game. Like if you get to the game, you absolutely deserve to be there. And I think the Patriots defense has played incredible. Are you worried at all about going into Mile High? Like, that's a tough place to play.
Oh, I am for sure.
Yeah.
Mile High is like the hardest place to play in the playoffs. No air, no nothing.
Yeah, no air, nothing. I think a huge thing comes down to the run game and who are the Patriots going to run the ball with? Because we've seen Ramondre and we have seen Travion. Who do you think they should give more carries to?
I've said this all year. I think it should be Ramondre. Like I've said it since like after I think what was it, week 17 against the Jets. He has been playing more on the passing game than Travion has. He's a better pass blocker, which is what we need if we want to face a good defensive line in the Broncos, Seattle, and Rams. He's a better rusher, in my opinion, right now, having more yards on the Texans.
Jeff, thank you for
like
the follow,
Travion,
bro.
I think he had 12 carries for 13 yards. Ramondre had the same, I think, almost the same exact amount of carries for 70 yards.
Yeah. I think Ramondre has overall, like when you include the pass block and the pass pro and out of the backfield, he has been great. There's something about Travion Henderson, though. When he touches the ball, he is absolutely electric. I'm really excited for what this Patriots team is going to do next year when they grab some more pieces in the offseason.
I love
early.
Travion, but like after he got injured against Baltimore,
Yeah.
I don't know if he's just been like digressing, my opinion. But I think once he gets more healthier, because I'm pretty sure he did something to his leg and like he had like a little bit like he did something to his head, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like he's been doing like really good this year, especially against the Buccaneers and Jets. He went off, so I have big trust in him.
Yeah, he's been awesome. And the fact that the Patriots have that much cap space for next year, everyone's saying they're a year early. And I'm like, why not just go and win it now?
Yeah, that's my thoughts too. And like I think with the cap space that they have, they can get another huge player on their last year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think like another like really good like take I have right now is that if the Patriots do lose the Super Bowl, I don't think they're taking AJ Brown at all.
You don't think they're going to trade for A.J. Brown?
Not at all. With what like after what happened against the 49ers and how hard he sold, like if he caught those balls, we don't even know what the outcome would be right now.
Yeah, A.J. Brown on the Pats would be gnarly. I just don't even know if the Eagles are going to go out and make the move to trade that kind of guy. But, you know, Will Campbell has not been great in the playoffs. I think he needs to improve. I think you can beef up the O-line.
That's one thing I'm also worried about. I think next year we either go for edge pass rusher or we go for a like big O-lineman.
Yeah, I think beef up the O-line and protect Drake May. But one of the reasons he's been sacked so much is not because of the O-line being bad. I think a lot of it's just because he holds onto the ball too long sometimes.
Yeah, I think he tries too much to like make those deep balls to Booty and Stephon Diggs too much to where like he's getting caught and like I think when you look at it, it takes him like I think he has the longest quarterback wait like in the pocket. It's like 3-4 seconds, and that's too long for a young quarterback, especially going against like I said, like good D lines like the Texans, Los Angeles, Jared Verse, and Los Angeles Rams, and like teams like that.
Dude, you I don't know how old you are, but when I was your age, I did not know nearly as much ball as you do. It seems like you got your head on straight and you've got a good thing going for you, brother.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say on your way out, Ethan, from Iowa?
Drake May, release the ball quicker. You don't need to make those big plays like Josh Allen does.
Yeah.
And I still think that the Bills Super Bowl window is open as a Patriots fan.
Not a bad take. That's actually an interesting one. I'm going to keep rolling with that after this call. But, brother, we're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 2 to 6 p.m. Pacific time. Please call back whenever you want, dog. Welcome to the show.
I will. I'm going to give you a quick follow real quick and go on your app on Purple.
Awesome. Thank you, girl. Peace. Hey, BAT, Bachelor Bell. Thank you for the follow. OMG. Luke Riggs said just trying to be different. Yeah, that's my whole goal. I'm going to paint my face and just try to be different. I should put makeup on. That's me trying to be different. Look at me. The Hawks are too powerful, SEC. I think they are very powerful, but the only team this year that has played them well is the Rams. The Rams have been unbelievable. They gave up 581 yards of offense to the Rams last time they played. I have 2 callers on the line. I'm going to take those in just a moment. Doug, thank you for sharing the live so much. Always be picking against the Pats. Cooper, I just can't. I hate the Patriots too much to pick them and like root for them. I picked them last week against the Texans. I did pick them last week against the Texans. And everyone was in my mentions saying, oh, dude, you're picking against the Texans. The Texans are the best team in football. Well, get out of here. Well, get out of here with that because you're wrong. You're wrong, brother. as I watch OG Anunoby warm up for the Knicks. The Rams barely beat the 8 and 9 Panthers and the Bears. Yeah, it's true. Those were tough games. They lost to the Panthers earlier in the year. I think, if anything, they've played the Seahawks incredibly well. Incredibly well. I have 5,000 losses. Don't know what that means. Who's the best coach in the league right now, says Crazy Brown? Best coach in the league, Jim Harbaugh. Patriots all day. Your record, 5,000 losses. I don't even know if there's been 5,000 NFL games played. There's not. How many NFL games have been played? We're getting so many callers right now. Explain how the Patriots lose. All right, let me pull up my notes. Let me pull up my notes real fast for you. For you, the people who haven't heard my take on why the Broncos are going to win. If this happens, the teams you have circled, the Broncos take it all. If this happens, the teams you have circled, the Broncos take it all. I don't know if the Broncos beat the Rams. I think the Rams are winning the Super Bowl. Here's my take on why the Broncos are going to beat the Patriots. So if you guys have not heard, how do we get on the line? You just call into the show. Whoever the 614 number is, you're going to be the next caller once I open up the phone lines. 614, you're the next caller once I open up the phone lines. So if that's you, 614 area code, you're next up. Here is plain and simple for all of you guys who have not heard it. 614, not yet, but in a little bit. 272 games a season, so it's not that hard to get to 5,000 games. How many seasons exactly? What's 5,000 divided by 272? Someone hurry. That it's not hard, Mike. It obviously happens, brother, but that's a lot of games. To lose 5,000 games, brother, I'd have to make a prediction on every single game, every single season for like so long. But here's my reason on why the Broncos are going to beat the Patriots and why the Rams are going to beat the Seahawks. 18 years? Yeah, that's a lot. Here we go. You guys ready for this? Oz the Mentalist at the beginning of the season picked the Broncos versus the Rams in the Super Bowl. That's it. That's why. Brother, that guy's a freak. That guy's insane. Have you seen Oz the Mentalist? That guy's a legit magician. Oz the Mentalist knows ball. Oz the Mentalist is like from a different planet. Your picks are so bad, they multiply by 5. That's how, LOL. That's funny, Auda. That's a really funny joke. The Rams are better than the Seahawks. Oh, oops. No, but in all seriousness. Papine, thank you for the follow. If you're in here and do not follow, please hit the follow. The 614 number. Brother, you don't have to call in until I say that the phone lines are open. Then you can. Oz the Mentalist. The very first signing that Sean Payton made when he took over the Broncos head coach 3 years ago was that dude, was Jarrett Stidham. That was the first pick he made as a head coach. The first thing he did was went out and get Jarrett Stidham because he knew having a solid backup quarterback that can hop in whenever you need, that is the man. Jeff, brother, cannot wait to talk on the phone with you, but let me just finish this real fast. Jarrett Stidham's been in that building for 3 straight years. It's not some guy who's fresh off and doesn't know the offense. He knows the offense inside and out. He knows every single bit of minutia that offense brings to the table. He's been at the hip of Sean Payton and Joe Lombardi for 3 years now, and Davis Webb, the quarterback's coach. He's not going to be learning anything new. To be completely honest with you, I know Jarrett Stidham is a drop-off from Bo Nix. Do I remember Crispy? Yes, sir, Big Joe. Shout out to Crispy. He is absolutely a drop-off from Bo Nix, but I don't think it's as drastic as a drop-off as people think. My thoughts on it are, going into the season, the reason that people were picking the Broncos to be Super Bowl contenders is not because of the quarterback. The only question we had was the quarterback, okay? It was the only question we had. Yes, Pauline Walnuts. Oz has Broncos and Rams. He had it at the beginning of the season. The one question we had the entire time about, apologies for that, the one question we had about them the entire time was the quarterback. And guess what? We still have the same question. We still have the exact same question, is the quarterback. We're not worried about the defense. We're not worried about special teams. We're not worried about the coaching, okay? They have great skills players all around. They have an awesome defense that's going to be able to put up points. I don't think the offense for the Patriots has looked good at all. They haven't looked good at all, dude. The defensive touchdowns were made it a blowout against the Texans. Against the Chargers, it was a 3-point game the entire time. I do not like this the way the Patriots offense has played this postseason. And going in the road in Mile High is going to be really tough. Sean Payton and Mile High are the two biggest advantages in that game, in my opinion. Joey, that's a good point. That was when Aaron Rodgers was there. And they might have. He didn't predict the hurt Achilles. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ, widescreen radio, and he hung up. There it is. Brother,
He picked up your call and you hung
Yo.
up.
brother, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. How about you?
Good, bro. What is your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Jeff. I'm calling from Columbus.
Jeff from Columbus, Ohio?
Yep.
My guy, brother in Ohio. It's a little bit chilly there, but you're in the middle of the country. You know what's going on. You get a pulse for everything that's going on in America. I just like to ask Ohio people every once in a while, like, who is everyone rooting for this weekend?
See, I'm a Bengals fan, so
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of hard to pick, but I got Patriots and Rams.
Okay, so you're calling into the show to tell me about your picks for the weekend, right, brother?
Yes.
So you got Patriots and you got Rams. Talk to me, brother. Talk to me.
So, okay. I don't love the Rams. I think the Patriots absolutely win. I'm not too certain about the Rams, but I think I feel like they've just played good against the Seahawks this year. Like, you know, they just the defense struggles, but I mean the defense is so inconsistent. I don't know, because they struggled against the Panthers, right? And that's probably one of the worst playoff teams we've seen in years. So I have questions about that.
It's true.
But
and you have good reason to question. Like, when you struggle against the Panthers, and in all honesty, they probably shouldn't have even won that game, but I digress.
Yeah.
Keep going.
No, seriously.
Keep going. You got the Rams?
Yeah, so I got the Rams and I got the Patriots. I don't agree with your take about the Broncos. I think, okay, because I know you're saying how they that quarterback was not the main thing they made them succeed. Which I agree. Bo Nix, I would say, leans more towards the system quarterback side than he does star quarterback. But I think it's important asset because, I mean, dude, with any team, right? Like, it's definitely going to throw them off to lose their starting quarterback going into the AFC Championship, no matter the team. It doesn't matter if they have the worst starting quarterback in the league. Like, it's going to throw the team off to lose their starting quarterback going into the second to last, potentially last game of the season. Like, it's going to throw off the rhythm. They just barely beat the Bills, who were the 6th seed.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I can't pick them in this game. I had them winning Super Bowl since about mid-season, but after that Bo Nix injury, I can't pick them.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit tougher. I get the whole Bo Nix thing going down is really tough. I think the Patriots offense has played pretty bad this postseason. I don't think Drake May has played very well. The reason that they've won this game is their defense. So yeah, I think their defense can travel and show up in Denver, but also like Sean Payton is going to figure out a way to put up points on the board no matter who his quarterback is. He did it with Paxton Lynch.
I agree, absolutely. And I mean, I think that's a big coaching battle. I mean, I know not many people high on Mike Vrabel, but I am high on Mike Vrabel, and I think he's a very good coach. And so,
yeah,
I think these last four coaches, these Final Four teams are outstanding. Probably the best four coaches we've seen in the AFC and NFC championships in a minute. So it's gonna be I feel like both games will be fairly close, but I think Broncos Patriots is gonna be really low scoring because I do agree Drake May has been struggling all playoffs.
Yeah, Drake May's been struggling, and I know he's faced two good defenses. I'm going to give him credit there, but there's been some weird decision-making stuff that, like, I think has been tough, and I think Will Campbell's been playing pretty bad. I think the O-line hasn't been playing great for him. I could see reasons, like, why you're high on the Patriots offense and stuff like that, but for me, I don't think they've been playing great ball, but you're absolutely right about Mike Vrabel and these coaches. The Final Four coaches are absolutely great coaches, and they completely deserve to be there. You're in Ohio. The Cleveland Browns have an opening there. Do you have any idea who's going to Cleveland?
See, I don't. Nah, I know about the Browns, but I don't follow the Browns. I follow Cincinnati. So I mean,
yeah.
You know, all I really associate with the Browns is just losing games.
Yeah, being bad. Well, Jeff, we're going to keep it rolling here, brother. Thank you for calling into the show. Please follow and like the stream, and we'll talk to you again soon. We'll be live again on Friday.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good one.
All right, peace. I got Jeff from Ohio. Yes, sir. We have a little back and forth between Liam and another guy who think I'm an idiot. Totally fine. You're allowed to think that. Don't really care. I'll be at Mile High to watch the Pats win. Liam, that's going to be sick, dude. Are you in Denver and a Patriots fan? Or are you traveling to Mile High? I would do a game at Mile High when I was in 2015, that Super Bowl champion team. Brock Osweiler that was the game when against the Raiders when they brought Brock Osweiler in and benched Peyton Manning. It was kind of wild. That was my first NFL game I ever went to. It's pretty sweet. Rams, no Bronco is a boring Super Bowl. Rams versus, yeah, it's okay. Do not count the Broncos out. Walleye, I'm literally not. I'd put my money where my mouth is. I bet on them win the Super Bowl. That's sweet. Guy Moni said, what a joke. Yeah, you are. Yes, sir. Parents from Boston but moved to Colorado. Pat fan for life. Dude, I love Boston. I went to BU. I love Boston, but I hate Boston fans. What's up? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name and where are you calling from?
What's up?
You're calling me, brother. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Jacob. I'm calling from Florida.
Jacob from
Jacob,
Florida.
calling from Florida.
My guy, brother. How are you doing today? Jacob?
I'm doing fantastic.
Jacob, make sure you exit out of the TikTok live or the Twitch live so you just hear me through the phone call because there's a mad delay with it. Absolutely love you calling into the show. Obviously, I have some NFL stuff up on my TikTok. What did you want to talk about today, bro?
Your picks are wrong.
Oh, I picked them both wrong?
Both of them. It's the Patriots and the Seahawks.
The funny thing is I'm a little bit more confident in the Broncos one, which is so weird, than the Seahawks and Rams one.
No, the Seahawks defense is going to kill the Rams offense. And then the Broncos just won't be able to keep up.
Yeah, I can see that happening. My one thing is, like, I know the defense for Seattle is good, but last time they played, Seattle gave up 581 yards to the Rams. It's pretty good.
That's true. This is the playoffs.
Yeah.
This isn't the regular season anymore. So, I mean, throw that out the window. How has the Seahawks defense looked?
Yeah, they've looked really good. The two times that the back-to-back games against the 49ers, they've looked really, really good. They've given up like 3 and 6 points, but I think that 49ers offense stinks. They literally haven't given up points all year except for to the Bucks and to the Rams. So it's like this is the team's kryptonite, and so I'm not afraid of them if I'm the Rams.
I'm not saying that the Rams don't have a fantastic offense. I mean, when you got Puka, you got Adams, you got Williams. And, of course, Stafford, who's playing out of his mind.
It's crazy.
37-year-old season.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
yeah, no, I'm with you.
It's destiny that Drake May wins his first Super Bowl in his second season.
Would that just not be the worst thing in the world, dude? I mean, the Patriots just had an insane dynasty for my entire life, and now Drake May is going to go straight to the Super Bowl and win it. Like that, I would hate that so much, dude.
And that is exactly what they want.
Are you're in Florida? I don't know what part of Florida, but are you a Patriots fan?
I might be.
No, I'm there it is. What part of Florida are you in? Are you in Southern Florida?
I'm in Central, but
okay.
I'm from New Hampshire, so I'm from New England. So I mean, I'm.
Oh, nice. We got a bunch of New Hampshire
homer,
guys in the chat. A bunch of dudes from Loudon.
Let's go. From Manchester.
Nah, dude, I love Manchester. I went to BU, so I spent some time in New Hampshire a little bit on my own. But, bro, it's just it's exactly what you said. Like when this season started to shape up, and I realized how good the Patriots were, I made a bunch of wagers with my friends about like shaving my head if the Patriots win the Super Bowl. And as we got closer and closer and closer to it, I'm like, oh, it's gonna happen. They're going to be the best team in the league.
You're gonna be bald, buddy.
I'm gonna be bald. Jacob, brother. We're gonna keep the show rolling. Anything else on your way out? Any advice for the listeners of the show?
I wouldn't expect Drake May to have the same season he had this year as he will next year.
Do you think there's gonna be a bit of a fall off?
As you would think in fantasy.
You think there's gonna be a bit of a fall off?
Not a fall off, but there's going to be they're playing better competition next year.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be as a high volume.
Yeah, a bit of a dip. But Jacob, thank you for calling the show. We're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Would love to have you call back another time, brother.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right, peace. Yeah, Ida Brez. It's even worse than that. It's even worse than that. It's not just it's not. I just burped right into the mic. So sorry about that, guys. It's not shave my head. It's I have to get my hair cut like I have to get braids. I have to get braids like Jameis Winston. I don't even know if I can show you guys. I'll try to show you guys what it is, though. It's right here. I have to get hair like this. This is how I have to do my hair. Wait. Green screen. How do I flip the camera? What is this, dude? I have to get my hair like this, fellas. I don't even know. This is how I have to get my hair if the Patriots win the Super Bowl. I'm showing them guys the Jameis Winston hair. And now I don't even know how I'm going to be able to get this done. I've talked to black people, 3 of them, and I've said, hey, brother. I've been like, can I even get my hair done like this? Can I even do this to my hair? And they were like, no, you can't. So I don't even know what I'm going to do. I think what's going to happen is I'm going to just like shave it into my head. Oh my gosh. I think I'm just going to shave it into my head. That's kind of funny. I should just leave it like this. But that's how it is. The phone lines are open. If anybody wants to call into the show, by the way. Clean your screen. Yeah, Jacob. I'll clean it up. Whoop, 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 whoop. Clean. We're going to call right now, brother. Big call right now. Big timer. Big timer. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. Which name where are you calling from?
I'm from Dallas. I'm a Seahawks fan.
You're calling out of Dallas. Can we call you Tex?
Sure, yeah, go for it.
All right, Tex, brother, you're in Dallas, but you're a Seahawks fan. Do you get a lot of hate from the Cowboys idiots around you?
Yeah. The Dallas Cowboys fans hate me down here. It's a big problem, but I don't really care. I used to live in Green Bay as well, so I'm used to it.
Dude, you know what it's like in hostile territory. I don't know if you are, but make sure that you exit out of the TikTok live and you only listen to me through.
I just did. I apologize about that.
Oh, you're good. Love you, brother. You're calling in the show. Obviously, talk about your Seahawks. Probably. Is that what you want to talk about today? Talk to me.
Yeah, but let's start with this AFC matchup because I think it's interesting, and I don't hate your pick on the Broncos. I think it's a very, very interesting pick. But are we thinking about the fact that Stidham was drafted to the Patriots? Like they have tape on this guy.
Yeah,
they're ready for that.
Yeah, and it's a guy that Josh McDaniels does like and respect. I think he took him to Las Vegas with him, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, I think it's a guy that they respect and they know about. And I think if anybody knows his weaknesses, it's probably the guy that coached him in Josh McDaniel.
Right. So I think that, I understand he knows the offense and he knows the Denver offense. I think that that's being undersold a little bit. I think that the New England team's going to come out strong. They outscored Denver by something like 170 points this season. Like their offense is much high-powered. I know the Denver defense is decent, but it's not the Texans defense even, and Patriots just made a show of that. So I got to really disagree on this whole AFC pick here.
Yeah, I was fully in on them, and then the game against the Texans and the game against the Chargers, I haven't really liked what I've seen from the Patriots offensively, and that's at home. Like I think the offense will probably even play worse on the road in Mile High against still a really good defense.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I think the Patriots are going to carve them up. I don't think. The Denver defense is going to spend a lot of time on the field. I don't think Stidham's going to be able to sustain drives. They don't have a good run game right now. I think the Denver defense is going to be on the field a long time.
Yeah, and the Patriots defense, man. I mean, 4 interceptions. I know C.J. Stroud looked horrible, and some of those are mistakes that most quarterbacks are not going to make, but. You can't get past those 4 picks and how well that team played. My one big thing about it is just like Mile High. It's a tough place to play, dude. It's a big moment for Drake May.
It is a big moment. It is a big moment. And as a Patriots hater, after the we should have ran the fucking ball. Oh, sorry, we should have ran the damn ball.
Yeah.
I hate them, but I think he's that guy. I think they're gonna really do something with that franchise and around him, and it's unfortunate, but I think we better all put on our seatbelts.
Yeah. C. Gonzalez, if you keep spamming, I'm gonna mute you. But you're allowed to hate, but just don't like spam it like that. Dude, this is literally setting up. I know that I have the Rams and I have the Broncos. So I have the opposite of this, but it's just setting up for a rematch of that game. This is 12 years in the making for you guys, for Seattle.
Yeah. So I mean, I know a lot of the Broncos fans want that rematch, and that's fine. After the 48-3 smacking that they got, they can want that rematch and hope for it another day. But I don't think it's their turn. We're licking our chops for the Patriots. We want them. We want them bad. I do think our defense is good enough to compete with anybody in the AFC. I don't really care who comes out of the AFC. I think the Seahawks defense is going to be able to dominate that. But, I do think there is a little bit of delusion from the Hawks fans. Like, I respect your stats here. They put up 580 yards, whatever it was, 586 yards against us.
Yeah.
Puka normally feasts against us. Kyron always kind of gets his way with us. Like, even after the coaching change, Sean McVay just does a good job handling the Seattle situation, the environment. Those guys are going to be ready, and so it's going to come down to mistake-free football. It's going to come down to penalties. It's going to come down to turnovers. Rashid Shaheed might finish the year as the Seahawks MVP, internally, just after that trade and what he's done for that team.
Bro, it's the trade of the
a lot of those little.
It's the trade of the deadline was the Seahawks getting Rashid Shaheed. He has changed this it was already a great offense, and he completely revolutionized it again.
Yeah, and what he did for our special teams cannot be undersold. And so it's going to come down to those little things. Like, this is going to be a nauseating game. It's not going to be pleasant. It's going to be stressful. The Seahawks fans are being a little bit disrespectful to who the Rams are. I mean, Stafford's played at the MVP level this whole season.
Yeah.
Puka Nacua is just a dog, whether you like him or not. It's going to be a fight out there. But their defense is not all that. Sam Darnold does seem to get a little rattled. I'm hoping now that he's been home for a few weeks, he's calmed down. He's got a playoff game under his belt against the 49ers. Like, I'm hoping to see, a little less or a little more mistake-free football.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And like, the Sam Darnold thing is, I'm glad he got that first win under his belt, because pretty much half of his interceptions this year were against the Rams. He had 6 against the Rams and 14 total on the season. But getting that first one at home, I think, was really important. And I was going to ask about the oblique. I was so confused on that. Like, he's fully healthy, right?
Yeah, look, man, I think we reported an injury because it was a little sore. Do I think it's really bothering him? No. Do I think a little bit of extra time off so he can rest and, like, get his mind right before the playoff? I think it's all good. I think it's all gamesmanship. Do I think there's a little bit of chess playing happening there? For sure. But, if it's sore, that's an injury report. It needs to be on there. Do I think he was ever really questionable? No. I will say I'm taking JSN on the over on the yards. I'm taking JSN over on the receptions. I think JSN is going to feast on this Rams defense. Darbs being out is also a big deal for the Seattle's offense. And so, I'm a Hawks fan. I was a season ticket holder for years before I left the state.
Wow.
But this game's going to be tough. But take the overs on JSN all day.
Yeah, Tex. I'm going to just paint a picture for you. It's like 7 p.m. The lights are settling down over there in Dallas, Texas. You're down 4 points. Sam Darnold has 2 timeouts, and he's got the ball at his own 25. Do you trust him to march down the field and have a game-winning drive against these Rams in the NFC Championship game?
Yeah, 100%. That's actually when I trust him. I think he gets lazy when the defense is carrying him a little too much. I do think he's clutch. I think he's got those moments, and I think our receivers got those moments. I mean, go back through Seattle's history. We're just that kind of franchise. Go look at the NFC Championship game against Aaron Rodgers. Go look at the famous Sherman Tip game.
Yeah.
Go look at the Hail Mary Monday Night Football game against the fucking Packers. Seattle's just kind of one of those cities where the ball seems to fall sort of our way, sort of like when Sharps just picked up that 2-point conversion. I know that's not ball, and I know that's not stats, but things do just tend to sort of go the Seahawks' way in those big moments.
Yeah.
And so, I'm all for that. I think it's going to be the one-possession game. It's going to be down to who's got the last possession, who can score.
Totally. I think, an unsung hero in sports analysis is just like the gut check. And like, you know it, you're a Seahawks fan, you know the ball bounces your way. But brother, we're going to keep rolling with the show. We're live again on Friday. We're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 2 to 6 Pacific. Would love to have you call on the show.
It was a pleasure, man. It was a pleasure.
This was really fun, bro. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Peace. What a beast. What a guy. Dan Orlovsky, ESPN non-ball knower. MG, you got me, brother. I should quit. At Jacob said 100. How close do you feel the Broncos-Pats will be? I think it's going to be a 3-point game or a 4-point game. I think it's going to be really tight. Let's spin the wheel of topics. We have six topics left on the wheel. One of them I'm definitely not going to do if it lands on that. Two of them are NBA. One of them is Eric Bieniemy. And one of them is my Chargers, Mike McDaniel. Come on now. Hey, J6.2, thank you for the follow. Dude, if you're in here and you do not follow, please hit the follow button. It helps me out a lot. Also, if you want to tap the screen to like it up, it gets shared to more people. And more people can call in and call me an idiot. Call me stupid head. That's probably the nicest thing anyone's called me, stupid head. I've had some mean people today. Oh, Beard's better, thank you for the follow. Jacob, thank you for the follow. Here it is. That's not good. I think it's because I said the R word. I said RETARDED last week, and it got flagged. Like right when I said it, it was like, boom, you're in trouble. But I said that word. I think it asked me if I was, that's crazy, Pure. That's not good. I need to figure out how to make it for teenagers too. This show's all about teens. Oops. All right. No one thought that was funny. Everyone was like, bro, what? Teens? Why do you think Bronk gonna win with... But it was yes or no, not a warning. Okay. Pure, first of all, hitting you with a follow. You're so nice. Thank you, dog. So helpful. Thank you, bro. Thank you for that. Hey, Zach, why Broncos over Patriots and why Rams over Seahawks? I've gone over it a few times, but here's the abridged version. Mile High, Sean Payton. There we go. Yo, I got some on my head. Thank you, Pure. Mile High, Sean Payton. For the Rams-Seahawks game, Sean McVay, Matt Stafford. Boom. That's it. That's all you have to know. It boils down to that, fellas. One road team is going to win. One home team is going to win. So you choose accordingly. I chose the right way. My B, win without a QB, Jared Stidham, bro. Jared Stiddy. We're spinning the wheel. If you want to see the wheel, if you want to see the full show with all the sound effects and stuff. Oh my gosh. I just blew my head off. I just blew my own head off. What I do is I turn the volume up really loud for the calls so they can hear the phone calls on TikTok through my microphone. And I forgot to turn it down when I hit that sound effect. Oh my gosh, my ears are ringing. I just hit that sound effect so hard. I need to go to the doctor. When's the last time you guys went to the doctor? Shout it out. Whoever has not been to the, whoever's been, how do I put this? Whoever hasn't been to whoever hasn't been to the doctor the longest wins. Whoever's calling in right now, I'm not taking calls that have a blocked caller ID unless you hit me up in the Twitch chat. Whoever hasn't been to the doctor the longest wins. That's who wins. Out of your element, you're still live. Stop punishing TikTok already. Will, you got Broncos? My man. Is that a good my man or is that like a my man? They're both heavily coded. NFL would just love Stidham in the Super Bowl. Wouldn't that be the worst? Chungus said 0 for 2 for Shirley. He's made a new word. He's invented a new word. This guy loves the sound of his own voice. What can I say? TikTok, everyone loves this. I hate that that's your new username because it sounds like I'm just talking to TikTok, but everyone loves the smell of their own brew. And if you don't love the sound of your own voice, you probably don't like yourself very much. If you don't like the way you look in the mirror, you probably just don't like your heart, your soul. Start loving yourself more. Start loving yourself. But I want to talk a little bit about my new offensive coordinator, Mike McDaniel. Ooh. Mike McDaniel became the offensive coordinator of the Chargers, and the Chargers are now the favorite to win the Super Bowl next season. Whatever you have here, okay, Justin Herbert is the best quarterback alive. It is 100% official. I talked to a bunch of NFL insiders, and I said, who's the best quarterback of all time? I said, who's the best quarterback in the league right now? And everyone was like, Justin Herbert, pretty much. I interviewed a ton of... No, Chunkus. For Shirley is I am entering it into the lexicon of my... I'm entering it into the lexicon of my vocabulary, of my vernacular. For surely has entered the chat. Bro, for surely has entered the chat is a great t-shirt. Not saying I'm making or selling t-shirts, but without any room for hyperbole, Mike McDaniel is the greatest offensive mind in football. That is just not, there's no objection there. That is just pure fact. Mike McDaniel is the greatest offensive mind in football. He is now paired up with the greatest quarterback in the league. I asked a bunch of NFL people, I said, asked all the GMs, I asked all of the like front office personnel people, I'm like, who's the quarterback you want to start your franchise with right now? And everyone said Justin Herbert. This is not coming from me. This is coming from league sources, okay? So here's what you guys need to do. You need to sprint as fast as you can to legally to wherever you can place sums of money without any prospect of returning them to your bank account. You need to go to Las Vegas. Justin Herbert to win the MVP next year. That's it. That is all you need. Pay off everything that you need. Pay off all your student loans, whatever you need. The dude played out of his mind last season. He didn't have an offensive line. He had Greg Roman, who was asleep at the wheel, addicted to Ozempic, Greg Roman. Moved to LA, became homosexual. Moved to LA, forgot how to coach offense, forgot how to run the ball. And all he was able to do was like, I know, Slinger. Justin! He was like, Justin! Here! Greg Roman had no idea what to do. He was just like, Justin Herbert, can you be the best player in the world? And Justin Herbert was like, yeah, I guess. I'm dating Madison Beer, sure. It's the least I could do. That whole entire offense was Justin Herbert last year. He had no O-line. He had no one to catch the ball. He had nothing. Now you're bringing in Mikey McD, who's going to revolutionize that offense, and he's going to make Justin Herbert the best quarterback in the league. He is the MVP next year. Okay? Mikey McD. Can we just for a minute acknowledge Mikey McD turned the Dolphins into the best offense in the league with Tua Tagovailoa? Once again, Tua Tagovailoa hit his head so hard that he became the R word. Can't say it. He became autistic. Became a train-loving enthusiast. He loves trains now. And that is sad for Tua. What happened to Tua? The whole thing, incredibly tragic. I feel bad for him as someone who has dealt with head injuries in my life. TC will take your call after this. Absolutely, TC, we're taking your call after this. My guy, TC. Love my life. Love that brother. He made the Tua Tagovailoa an incredible Pro Bowl caliber quarterback. The only reason Tua signed a $55 million a year contract is because of what Mike McDaniel did for his career. Just imagine where he's going to take Justin Herbert and the Chargers. Oh, we're going to the stratosphere. We're going to the Super Bowl next year. It's done. It's a done deal. Chargers are going to the Super Bowl next year. Justin Herbert MVP. He has had every opportunity in the world to be a head coach this cycle. He could have been a head coach pretty much anywhere in the league, and he looked at the whole landscape of the league and said, what's the best thing I could do for my career? Justin Herbert. He literally picked us. He picked us because he knows where the best situation is for an offensive mind. It's here. Jim Harbaugh can just continue to be a freak, weirdo, pancake eating. I'm not sure what I'm doing there with his choice of diet. He definitely eats meat. Jim Harbaugh just can continue to be a freak who loves his quarterback, wears his socks way too high, wears gloves, and weirdly wears wide receiver gloves. But what he can do now is like, he doesn't have to worry about Ozempic Huff and Greg Roman up in the booth, just calling a gap and calling Justin Herbert hero plays. He can actually have a coach that's designing plays to get guys open. Oh, unbelievable. What a concept. What a concept. Also, Tyreek Hill. Come on now. Come on, Tyreek. We'll take you, brother. Tyreek, I know you've done some bad things in your past. I know you have probably been a little bit aggressive with, hitting people. I know you have a bunch of issues that I don't, as a Christian man, we have our differences, whatever. Tyreek, if you come to the Chargers, I will absolutely love you with all of my heart and soul. Love you, love you, love you. I love my Bolts. They're going to be the Super Bowl champion next season. Mark it. This is the first time you've heard it. This is the first time you've heard it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, right here, right now. TC, what up, brother? If you want to call back, dog, phone line is open. Broncos not winning. You going underdog. I'm going dog. The Rams Seahawks is more of a pick 'em, in my opinion. We're getting an electric phone call, guys. Electric phone call. 12 to Sauce. Thank you for sharing the live. TC! Brother! How you doing, dog?
And you shall receive, sir. Ask and you shall receive. You told me to call back, so that's what I'm doing.
TC, if you guys don't know, now you do know. TC is a listener of the show. He is also a massive Indiana Hoosiers fan, so we just want to celebrate with you, TC. Congrats, bro.
Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. The emotions I felt on Monday night.
Oh, I can't even imagine, dude.
Ooh, goodness.
So paint the picture for me. Paint the picture for me. Let me pull up my notes from the game real fast. It was 27-10. Sorry, it was 24-14 before Mendoza. Do I have this right? It was
27-21.
It was 17-14 before Mendoza had that 4th and 5 QB draw, then to go up by 10 points in the fourth quarter. The QB draw, was that when you knew? Or when did you know this game was over?
4th and 5. You want to know what the crazy thing is? Me and my wife, we were sitting and watching that game, and I saw them at 4th and 5, and I saw how close they were to the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wouldn't it be crazy if Mendoza went with a quarterback draw and scored a touchdown to have us go up by 10? I'm not joking to you. That is exactly what I said to my wife. And I had not watched the game. It was live. So I was in my field and I thought, the way our coach is, they are going to do something that is going to be remembered for a long time. And sure enough, people are going to remember that play of Fernando Mendoza with that dive into the end zone and with them having the balls, excuse my expression there, having the balls to call a quarterback draw on 4th and 5 in the national championship.
It was crazy. It was unbelievable. The emotions in the building. I assume the emotions for you guys, that 4th and 5 was huge. And then the next drive, Miami pretty much just marches right down the field and then has that 22-yard sweep to Malachi Toney to make it a 3-point game. Yeah. And you guys just do just enough to put on 3 more. And then Miami has the ball with a chance to win the game at the very end. Were you nervous there, or were you like locked in? We got this. I don't think Carson Beck's going to do it.
Let's just say I was on the edge of my seat, and this is something that I found hilarious because my wife is just now getting into football, guys. Like, she's been a football fan for roughly about 3 to 4 years, so she's still relatively new. She was like, wouldn't it be awesome if we got a pick here?
Whoa. So you guys are just predicting
and the
everything.
Very next play, Carson Beck threw a pick.
What? That's unbelievable. You guys predicted both of the biggest moments in the game.
That's how well me and my wife know our Indiana Hoosiers, and the emotions and the amount of joy that I had in my heart that night, Zach, was absolutely beautiful, because not only am I a 3rd-generation Indiana Hoosiers fan, because I had my grandfather, my father, and I have myself as Indiana Hoosier fans. Now I have my son. And you have seen the videos on Discord.
Yeah.
My son is a 4th generation, and he can actually say that he is a part of the dynasty of the Indiana Hoosiers being their first national championship. And dude, I got to share that with him, my wife, and my daughter.
It's so sick, TC. Like, football, they always say God, family, and football, like in that order. And it's like football and family are so ceremoniously tied to each other. And like, even if you don't like sports growing up, you grow up loving a football team. And for you, it's the Indiana Hoosiers. And you got to experience that with your boy and your daughter and your wife. Like, that is so incredible. And there's like nothing else in the world that can deliver that outside of sports, dude. You're a testament as to why sports are the best.
Yes. I completely agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
And
they're so good, dude. And
the only thing that would have made it even more special, Zach, would be if my dad and my grandfather were here and alive with us. But I know they were smiling down, grinning ear from ear from the pearly gates of heaven.
The best part, TC, is like, I know they're not here with us, and those are the guys that taught you to love Indiana football in the first place. You've at least done your job, and you've passed it down to the younger generation. So you're going to continue doing it.
Yeah.
The craziest part is you said this is the first national championship for Indiana. I don't think it's going to be the last, though. Like, the way Mark Cuban's spending, that team is going to be dangerous next year, too.
Oh, yeah.
Really good. Really, really good. It was a fun game, man. I'm just absolutely so happy for you. I'm so glad you were out of the hospital and that you're feeling better and that you got to be with your family for the game and you watched it with your son in your arms. Like, that's just such a bucket list moment, man. Where does that rank on your list of sports memories?
I'd probably put that at, God, like whenever the Eagles won the Super Bowl for the first time in 2017, probably right there at number one. I'd probably put number two as Indiana winning the national championship, and number three would probably be our second Super Bowl victory last year when we beat the brakes off of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Dude, that's crazy, man. That game, they did it with a backup quarterback, right?
Yeah.
I think
2017, we did it with Nick Foles.
Yeah, I think we got another situation of a backup quarterback trying to win the Super Bowl this year.
And I'm just going to say, you guys kind of took away the offensive coordinator that I was really wanting the Eagles to go after, but I give your Bolts kudos for hiring Mike McDaniel, sir. I give you kudos.
Oh, I'm over the moon. I'm so giddy about it. I think he's going to really revolutionize
I just hope that maybe we go after Brian Daboll or maybe Doug Peterson now. It would be sick to see Doug Peterson back with the Eagles.
As an OC, that'd be hilarious. That'd be wild.
We could have Philly all over again.
Dude, bring it back, the Philly special. TC, brother, so happy for you. So happy you got to see that win and be with your family for it, man. Just love the journey that you've taken, the fact that you got there. Do you have anything you want to say on your way out?
On my way out, I'm gonna go against the grain and against your picks this weekend, and I'm gonna say the Seahawks and the Patriots in the Super Bowl this year. And this time, the Seahawks beat the Patriots by actually running the ball.
That would be good if they can figure out how to do that. Brother, TC, I love you, dog. We'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Love you too, bro. Talk to you later.
All right, peace.
See you.
Oh, Broncos over Pats is crazy. How are the Pats losing? It'll be close, but they're not losing. Okay. The winner of Rams Seahawks will win the Super Bowl. Atwood, yeah, I agree with that. Atwood, I've seen you a lot. Jack, are you accounting for her? I don't know what that is. For HER? Is that what you're saying? HER? Or are you saying her? I'm losing brain cells with these picks. Ida Brez, are you a woman? We have a woman in the chat, guys. Who's the Bills' next head coach? Bro, Atwood, I don't know. Whoever the 857 numbers, we're going to call you in a little bit. We're going to get back on the phone at like 5:15-ish. The 6-year-old lady who's 1-9. I don't know who that is. Why you got Broncos? I'm curious. Sean Payton, Mile High? Pretty much. I don't think the Patriots offense has been good at all in the postseason. I think they're winning because of their defense, obviously. And I think I'm not going to look up a 9-year-old, Jack, or 6-year-old, but good try, brother. Jack tried to get me arrested just now. Good try, brother. Those are some of my sound effects. Ufunga is getting the Broncos the Super Bowl, let's be honest. Reza, you could be as honest as you want, brother. I'll be listening to you. Ray, Bill Belichick. Ray, what up, dude? I had the thought earlier, and I was thinking about the Bills head coaching, and Atwood just asked me about the Bills head coach. Brother, the people that they're talking about interviewing, Brian Daboll, Lou Anarumo, Anthony Lynn, like, get out of here with that. That is not the recipe for success from the Buffalo Bills. I would absolutely be thinking about Bill Belichick from the Bills. Absolutely. But I'm going to spin the wheel before we take any more calls. I think I should just finish these out on my own, to be completely honest with you. Actually, we'll keep rolling with it. Ray. Great minds, brother. Great minds thinking alike. Me and Ray. Attached at the hip. Me and Ray are getting married soon. He asked me. I want to talk about the Golden State Warriors. I know we've been talking about NFL all day. But if you guys are in here and you appreciate the NBA, bro. Ray, thank you for being a good sport. I said that once to a guy, and he tried to get me banned. And I'm like, bro, chill out. It's just fun. The Golden State Warriors, dude. What's happening to that franchise is truly. One sec. What's happening to the Golden State Warriors is truly appalling. What's happened to that franchise over the past few years is nuts. They won the title in 23 or whatever that was before the Celtics won it with Tatum. But since then, dude, this franchise has been on a phobic. That's what it is. They've been on a downward spiral, and it's all coming ahead of this Jonathan Kuminga thing. So Jonathan Kuminga requested a trade earlier in the week, right before Jimmy Butler tears his ACL. Kuminga has been a DNP for the past 16 games, and because Jimmy Butler's been hurt, they had to put him in the game. He's a 16 straight game DNP, a guy who's making $20 million a year. That does not happen unless there's intense animosity. I have heard nothing but good things about Jonathan Kuminga through this entire experience, dude. He requested a trade earlier in the week, I know. But when he came into the game last night, he came into a arena full of cheers. Name me another situation where you have a guy requesting a trade from a team where the fans come out and they see you for the first time and they give you nothing but love. You do not see that in the league, where a guy who requests a trade is getting cheered. That's nuts. He also didn't play for a whole month, wasn't practicing with the team, wasn't a part of any of the team activity, and he put up 20 points. Kuminga's a baller, okay? What the GM of the Warriors said after the game, he said, when you make a demand, there needs to be a demand. What? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, bro. He's basically saying, Kuminga's making a trade demand, but in order to make a demand, there has to be a demand. There is. You had a bro come off the bench who hasn't played in 16 straight games, just dropped 20 on you in 21 minutes, efficiently. He had a great game, and he's a huge asset that a ton of teams are going after. What the Warriors are doing is ruining the end of Steph Curry's career. The Warriors are ruining the end of Steph Curry's career. Thank you, Ray, for the follow, bro. Thank you, Ray. You're the man. Steph is on this trajectory to go down as one of the best to ever do it. He is at 4 rings. He could get to 5 or 6. I will tell you this right now, 6 or 7. He is not going to ever appear in another uniform. I think Steph Curry is a Warrior for life. But the way the Warriors are treating him, man, I don't know if it's the best move for him. They got rid of Klay. Seeing Klay in a different uniform is weird right now, dude. But what the Warriors did to Klay and what they've done with keeping Draymond, shipping out Jordan Poole, all the moves that they've made the past few years, dude, I don't like any of them. I don't like any of them at all. And this Kuminga thing is the last one. I cannot believe that they are letting Jonathan Kuminga go out there and put up 20 on 21 minutes after being DNP'd for 16 games, making $20 million a year. Go out there after demanding a trade, getting cheered by an entire arenas. You don't see that. And then afterwards to say there's no demand for him. You're tripping, dude. You're tripping so hard. You lost Jimmy and your season's pretty much over. It seems like the Warriors are cooked this year. The only thing that they could possibly do is trade Kuminga and try to get a piece for him right now. But he doesn't think he can even get a piece for him. He's crazy. But the Warriors are completely mismanaging the end of Steph Curry's career. And I feel bad for Steph because I think he's loyal enough to stay. I don't think Steph is the guy who's like, I need to get out of here. I need to win another ring. I think Steph is pretty content being in Golden State, dude. So you've got to do what you can to get in that ring. And I think Kuminga was probably the answer. Maybe playing him. No idea what's going on behind the scenes, but it's a horrible situation. What up, guys? We're back. Thank you for letting me go on about the Warriors for just a little bit. Ray hit us with the follow. If you're in here, do not follow. Please hit that follow button. Stephen Bain says Pats are winning. Good thought, brother. Stephen Bain, that's a guy who knows ball right there. Broncos will be all right with Sidham TBH. I think so too, Ryan. I think they're going to be fine with him. Let me change this game because the Knicks are absolutely blowing out Brooklyn. Not saying it like it's a surprise, but and Detroit's up 13-0. Atlanta's down 1-11. These games are horrible. Cleveland and Charlotte can't even watch. All these games stink, dude. Guess I'll just keep watching this one. All these games stink so bad. Can I go multi-stream on here? Does anybody have League Pass? Cody, thank you for the follow. Why the Broncos? I want to hear your take. Stidham is the guy that Sean Payton wanted. The first player he signed was Jarrett Stidham. Oriole, what up? The first player he signed was Jarrett Stidham. Okay? Oh, man. Wow, the Nets stink. Sorry. I hate seeing bad basketball. It's not that hard to collect a group of guys that are good enough to play the sport. It takes 5. It takes 5 dudes. Why are you actively putting together a roster that stinks? Like, the New York Knicks aren't even good. You're getting blown out by the Knicks. Oh, you're on the road? Don't care. All of your games are road games. No, I don't know a Nets fan. I've never met a Brooklyn Nets fan who's like, yeah, I'm a diehard Nets fan. Never met that. It's such a, you tarnish the game when you put out a sorry lineup like this. We're not a single guy's over the age of 20. And they all stink. Your best player is Michael Porter Jr., and he's better at podcasting than he is than anything else. He's playing unbelievable. I'm like, you have to trade him. You need to get him off that team. He's the only thing that the Nets have. Get him away. Get him off. Sorry. Cody. Jarrett Stidham's not going to be unprepared for this game, right? He might not have the reps, obviously not the game reps, but he's not going to be unprepared. I think he's going to be fine. Sean Payton is going to dial up just enough to get this thing done. Sean Payton is a freak, dude. The thought about the Broncos all year, and the reason people chose the Broncos as a Super Bowl team earlier in the year, and they chose them to win the AFC West. I saw a lot of people do it on the internet and on the TV, is not because of the quarterback. It's because of the defense. The defense isn't changing. The question we had all year was like, can the quarterback do it? And it's still the question that we have. Kenneth, come on. Have faith. We cannot give into the evil empire just yet. The fact remains the defense rocks. They have skilled players all around. They're playing at home, and Sean Payton's a fantastic coach. Sean Payton, Mile High are two of the biggest advantages in the game of football in general. I think I don't think Drake May has played good. I don't think Will Campbell has played well. I don't think the Patriots offense has played good in the postseason at all. And I think both those games were at home. I think it's going to be a tougher stretch for them on the road. I think they're going to be playing a defense that's at home and has all of their cues ready to rock, dude. Like, it's not a good situation, I think, for the Patriots. Sorry. That's why. The Empire rules the galaxy, Zach. Noltz, I actually don't like when you guys use my name, so stop saying my name. That's a new rule. You can't say my name if you're chatting. You can call me Beanie. Kenneth is the Senate. Oh, bro. Before the show, I was saying my prayers, and I was praying today, and I was like, Lord, can we please break a record today? I didn't know what that meant. But today on TikTok, we broke a record for most views that we've had. We hit 125 people at one point. We hit 125 on TikTok, which is just unbelievable, bro. Super stoked for it. Super blessed and happy to be there. Congrats, dog. Keep it up. Thank you, bro. It's just one of those things where I was like praying for it. I'm like, I wish I didn't say that. I wish I didn't say that, because it would be easier to just not say it. And then if it does happen, you're like, cool. But said it and we did it. Said it and forget it. But I think I'm going to hop off TikTok for now, guys. I'm live on Twitch for the next 40 minutes. 4-0. If you guys want to continue watching the show, thanks, Oreo. If you want to continue watching the show, ask me some questions or just send in some hate. I'm still live on Twitch for the next 39 minutes. The Twitch is at Takeback with Zach. That's where you can find me. I appreciate all of you for joining in. Appreciate all the chatting. Guys, you're the best. I'll talk to you guys again. I'll be live again Friday. See you guys then. Bye. Wow. That was crazy. That was nuts. 4,000 viewers, got 46 new followers. 1,000.3 comments. 52K likes. Wow. And I had multiple guys watching for over an hour. That's the craziest part. Hey, Max. Max, my new favorite part of the show is that you just, at the end of the show, I know I get some Max time. It's perfect. Because this is when I usually hit a lull. Max, the dude who I sent you, and I put him in the, I think Oreo might have seen it too. Unk, who likes Tyler Shuck a lot, who does the TikTok live stuff, right? I DM'd him on TikTok, and I was like, bro, I'd love to interview you on my show. And he's like, I'm down. Let's do it. So, Max, we're going to have Unk on the show. I'll clip it for you so you can watch it because I know you're working and stuff like that. I know, dude. I'm stoked for you. I'm stoked that you're working. It's good. But that bro that you saw, the homie who I sent you, he's going to be on the show. I know. He's the best. Fellas, I know, Max, you just got here. I have to pee so bad. You know what happens when we pee? I really want to figure out this Darian Mensah thing. To be completely honest with you. So I'm going to put on this video and I want to talk about it with you guys, and we'll just break this down for the rest of the show if that's cool with you guys. Because what is happening with Darian Mensah is the biggest story that we have in football, basically. So we're going to start here and break this down together.
Board Wednesday, and of course, Darian Mensah puts this up with the headline, Duke sues quarterback Darian Mensah. Why is Duke suing Darian Mensah? Because on Friday, Mensah told Manny Diaz and company that he would like to enter the transfer portal. And the presumption is he will head to Miami if he does wind up transferring. So on Monday night, Duke sued Darian Mensah in Durham County Court in North Carolina. And basically they were asking a judge for a temporary restraining order that would keep Mensah from transferring, that would keep Duke from having to enter Mensah in the transfer portal. Now, what the judge ruled was that Duke can't stop from entering him in the transfer portal, that he didn't grant that part of the restraining order, but he did grant another part of it, which says that Darian Mensah cannot enroll in another school or join another college football team until after the result of a hearing on an injunction. And so the hearing for that injunction is scheduled for February 2nd. They are trying to get it moved up. Darian Mensah's lawyer, Darren Heitner, is trying to get that moved up so that they can do it faster. And they're going to argue this out. Really interesting case, because in the lawsuit, in the petition for the injunction,
YouTube people, oh man, it screwed up. You can only watch on Twitch from now on. Sorry, guys. Bye. Bye, YouTube.